I'm disappointing them. I'm not meeting their expectations. That feels really bad. It feels the same way when you're streaming. Like in a lot of ways, streaming is similar to competitive because, there's like a certain level of like entertainment.
And like skill that you.
Yeah, entertainment and skill kind of combined in one, and like you're kind of just creating this product that you need to meet your fans' expectations. They click on your stream, they don't expect you to suck balls at a game and like just be muted, right? Like that feels like they're never gonna come back. They're gonna go somewhere else.
I set the expectation for Valorant that was shit. I didn't upload a single good clip of me since Valorant came out. I've never in my life uploaded a good clip.
You only upload like the funny ass ones.
When I'm just terrible.
Yeah.
Like literally, my montage is literally just like a fail. Yeah, it's so funny though.
But like people. You've created a good expectation.
It's so funny because when they come in and I kill one person, like, oh my god, this guy's so fucking good. It's fucking like, I don't know, like tens or something.
And this goes back to like when I say that League is super difficult for like streamers to get in and out of. It's like when you're a pro League player, people expect two things out of you. They expect you to play League every single stream, no matter what, and they expect you to be really good at everything that you do because you're a pro player. If you're a pro player at anything, you must be good at like everything. Fucking Shroud, man. You have to be Shroud at like your genre, and like. Yeah, I think people will find that like for some strange reason, League in particular has like some of the most toxic Twitch chats ever to exist.
Yeah.
And like I got used to it, but like it's still is crazy to me how different it is when you look at like League Twitch chats versus like GTA RP Twitch chats. It's like who are these people? Like why are they being so positive? Like who the fuck? Like I want to meet you and shake your hand, bro. Like you typing this in someone's Twitch chat, you're like a goddamn living saint.
Everyone has a different type. I think it's really interesting. Yeah. Okay, we've ran really long.
Oh, sorry.
No. I like long podcasts personally, but if there's one last thing you gotta give to your fans out there, you gotta leave them a message. You've been in the scene for 10+ years, alongside me actually. Just in like kind of different spaces now, but still kind of the same space now.
I think the same thing that I always say, I'm really, really grateful to my fans. I would definitely not be anywhere close to where I am without them. Like, I streamed to 30 people on Own3D like 10 years ago, 11 years ago, and I grinded and I kind of made it, like I became like a Twitch streamer, I became a pro player, it became a huge part of my life. Without fans, I don't think there's I'm probably working McDonald's, to be honest. I'm taking your fry order.
I was failing my classes playing League. Literally.
That is hilarious.
I skipped my final, failed my class to go to a tournament, came back, and I begged the teacher to retake it. And then I skipped it again to play another League thing.
Dude.
And I didn't have the balls to ask him for a third time. I was like, I'll just take the F in the class. Yeah. I am so sorry. And it lucked out into me playing League and getting into like the culture essentially. So like I would be literally next to you, McDonald. I'd be like, here's your burger, you're the fries,
Thank you. We'd make a great team.
But yeah, I think that's it. Thanks for tuning into the podcast. As a reminder, we'll be donating all proceeds from the podcast to what's happening in Ukraine right now.
Oh, dude. Great cause.
Yeah. We thought it would be, it's pretty last minute, but it was just something we decided that's like OTV in a whole, And you're cool with that, right?
Of course. Are you kidding me? When you're talking about like, yeah.
That was
what
a
am I
test.
saying? I almost said no as a joke, but I'm like, this is going to be too fucked up. This is going to be too offensive. But no, that's actually crazy. We're talking about like video games and shit and just like reminiscing. And there's like literally a war happening right now. It's crazy.
Yeah. It's something where it's like, I personally it's hard for me to speak out on social media without repeating the same thing that everyone else says.
Exactly. I feel like I'm just beating a dead horse.
Yeah,
like war bad.
I think for me, it's like, I like to just keep like a stream where it's like, hey, like you come in, you chill, you vibe.
Good vibes.
Yeah, exactly.
Good vibes.
So, but like this is an easy way to help, I think.
Nice. I'm glad I can contribute something good.
I just realized you're wearing a Killua shirt. You're fucking weeb, I swear to God.
Lena got this for me. I don't even watch her next time.
And that's it, folks.
That's it.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Hotline League episode 210. It is a banger episode. Good evening, gentle listener, and welcome to Distractable. Would have
for the price you want to pay.
Oh yeah, Amazon Basics Cold and Flu.
Is there?
No. Amazon Basics Acid Reducer with Amazon printed right on the box.
Oh my God! Amazon Basics Acetaminophen.
Amazon Basics Tussin.
Is it as good as regular medicine? Oh no!
I mean, so
Oh no!
like legally, it has to be, right? It has to
I
say
would
what
think
ingredients
so.
are in it. It has to have the correct ingredients in it.
Yeah.
To some extent.
Then again, the people running our country, whenever they get interviewed about stuff like this, they don't seem to know what the fuck they're talking about, so they probably don't even know it exists.
I don't know. I mean, that's the thing too, with all the levels of regulation and different types of things are regulated differently. The companies will put a badge on their, they make like a supplement and they'll put a badge that's like organic and certified. Like the FDA does not certify supplement. Who certified
who?
this? What do you mean certified?
I can see the congressional hearing now, like, Mr. Bezos, I had an ear infection. I went to Amazon, and the doctor there told me to buy this basic acetaminophen. Now, can you help me get better internet?
Thank you, Congressman. Please go back to bed now.
All right, thank you. Nurse, help me to my bed.
Oh my God. There's an Amazon Basics basketball, which is just a brown basketball with Amazon Basics embossed on one panel, and that's it.
The brand is basketball.
Oh, wow.
All right, so Amazon Basics is a mixed bag.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, that's interesting because
Would you trust their medicine, Bob?
I buy store brand medicine in general, and it works. That's the thing too about stuff like this. People are like, "Oh, it's from Amazon." Well, no, it's not from. If it's a generic medicine, it's probably from the same place that all of the other store brand medicines are from.
Yeah.
It seems like everything is differentiated with the packaging and stuff. Stuff in America comes from like three sources.
I know, yeah.
It's like there's not that many companies, so it's probably the exact same shit.
You want me to go on my rant about homogenized corporations? You want me to,
Do it.
I already.
Oh, baby, please.
Go there, come on.
I was doing it before, but I'll do it
We
again.
have Bob's Fridge and Mark's homogenized sources.
You know how many toothpaste there are? All of it's Procter and Gamble. Every single one of them. Cincinnati-based Procter and Gamble owns the entire toothpaste industry. It's all the same. It comes down to one building. Kroger. Ralph's, it's the same. Ralph's is owned by Kroger. You think Ralph's is different just because it's on the West Coast? No. Kroger. Down south, there's another one. I don't even remember what it is. It's Kroger.
Harris Teeter.
Huh?
Harris Teeter, that's the one.
Harris Teeter. I've never, but
Harry
Harry
Titties. Yeah.
Dude, the South has some crazy ass grocery stores.
Yeah.
Harris Teeter, Food Lion,
Whatever the Texas one.
Heb.
Kroger, at least in Cincinnati, will give you plastic bags. I don't know what y'all are doing in California, but we still get bags over here.
We still get.
You get bags?
There's plastic bags here. What do you mean?
What happened to you?
What did you think happened?
I had to carry my groceries out by my bare hands. Wasn't allowed to wear gloves when I carried
Did you
them.
just?
What?
Maybe that was you. You just walked out. They were like, "Hey, we got paper bags. Is that okay?" Oh, nay, I say. To hell with thee, paper.
Yeah, plastic is clearly superior. It recycles better. It burns better. Well, paper. What's paper used for?
Okay. You can get plastic. Every grocery store I've been to in California has had plastic bags.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they charge you for the bags.
Okay.
Yeah, they charge you 10 cents a bag, Wade. It's real steep.
Oh, but what if I need 10 bags? That's a full $1.
No, the thing is, the new plastic bags that they charge you for, you can bring them back.
Oh.
They're very reusable.
You notice how they're thicker?
They're meant to be used multiple times.
I actually kind of wish we had a system of more reusable stuff here in all seriousness.
What do you mean,
'cause,
go buy a bag?
We have that thing.
What do you mean? Go buy a bag.
All right, Mark. I don't really. Can you please keep this to English? I don't know what you're saying right now.
Go buy any bag. You have a backpack, right? You can put groceries in any container that you can carry.
Yeah, see, we have a whole pantry. The whole bottom of the pantry is just like those cheap bags, and we use them for like garbage bags in some of our bathrooms and stuff. But we still get more than we end up using. We have so many bags.
Take them back.
Oh man.
I know for a fact Kroger's in Ohio have things right by the exits and entrances where it's just a big thing that's like, recycle your plastic bags, stuff them in here, free, right there, right at the grocery store.
Hey, I've never noticed. I don't know if ours do.
Wade Tunnel Vision's food and toilet paper. He's got his serious scanning for high quality toilet paper.
Well, yeah, what else do you get at the grocery store other than food and bags?
Wade comes storming into the Kroger, butt absolutely caked in poo. Like, can't believe we ran out again. This has got to stop happening. My car smells. Oh, you don't have a car. Sorry.
Oh. And there's a hole in my pants where my acidic ass is ripped through everything, so I can't wipe it with the good paper.
There's so many boxers with this acidic butthole.
I learned about that reminds me of there's actually a thing called piss hands.
Wait, what?
In the
Yes, I learned about that as well.
art world. Were you watching Corridor Crew?
Yes.
Like Adam Savage talking about his piss hands.
I'm Googling piss hands against my better judgment.
Oh, that's dangerous.
Yeah, that's
I don't know about that.
Yeah, it's a very small circle that knows what piss hands is specifically.
Oh, I got it. Urban Dictionary says the act of putting your hand in front of the penis or under the vagina to intercept piss as it flows out.
Yep,
Right?
that's the one.
That's what Adam Savage did a lot.
A warm to mildly hot sensation may follow.
Warm to hot. Wait.
Mildly hot. And then the following article says, can peeing on your hands make them... Oh, that's see-through. It says tough. Never mind. I thought it just...
Wait, you
Oh.
saw see-through was tough.
Yeah, I thought tough was see-through.
It absolutely will toughen up that hand pad.
But will they become see-through?
Well, that's up for debate.
Oh my god.
Another article. Urine is sterile, so why do men wash their hands?
I mean, fair question. Fair question. I've always wondered that.
Because your dick's not?
Wait, yours isn't?
But urine comes out down there, so it's gotta
Are
be.
you only grabbing the urine? What are you doing? Are you like a water bender with like the stream coming out your dick and you just aim it?
Well, wash your dick with your urine. Sterilize it. Sterilize it.
Uh-huh. It's not a sterilizer. It is sterile. But the moment it comes out of your penis, it becomes not sterile.
Oh.
People think sterile means something that it doesn't mean.
Means it's like Purell, right?
Oh, no.
Hey, I'm out of Purell.
Anybody ever offers me hand sanitizer again, I'm saying no.
Purell manufacturing plant is just a bunch of weird toilets that collect it all. You gotta get the
Yeah.
yellow out of it so nobody knows the secret.
Yeah, that's why the knockoff brands are all yellowed, you know. They don't have the extra step.
Why does some hand sanitizer have the little like chunky bits in them? Like the little like it looks
They're like
looks
little
like
silicon
party
beads
popper
or
stuff.
something. Yeah,
it's like
I don't.
something. Yeah.
I don't like that kind. I gotta be honest.
Is that chunky pea?
I don't think that's a thing.
Look, this is about advertising. Wait, I have something else we can talk about.
Great,
Oh
you
my
get 2
God.
points, Bob, for a segue.
Have you guys ever seen Pink Marjoram? Margarine?
Pink
I didn't know her
margarine?
last name, but her music's pretty good.
Yeah, sure.
Give
So
yourself a
butter,
point
right?
For that great joke. Wade.
Thank you, I will.
Everybody loves butter. But during the early part, like during the Industrial Revolution, the late 19th, early 20th century, butter was kind of hard to come by. Was not shelf stable because it had to be refrigerated, all this stuff. Margarine is basically like whipped oil, right? It's shelf stable. It's kind of like butter. Tastes pretty good, but apparently there was this big thing when margarine was invented. It's kind of like a grayish color. This is basically oil. It's not a particularly good color. It's kind of gross. And there was a huge fight. The dairy farmer, like lobbyists or whoever, got local governments as well as like state and larger area provincial governments in Canada to make a law that margarine could not be butter colored. And so for a long time, and still today in some specific brands, margarine is sold in either a disgusting like grayish, gross, non-edible looking color or bright pink because it has to be distinguished from butter because they did not want margarine pretending to be butter. It's really gross. Like imagine you're having a piece of toast and you're like, "Oh, honey, will you hand me the margarine?" And it's just like a tub of pink. Like it looks like cotton candy gum. That's horrific.
I'm okay with that.
Wait, was I Can't Believe It's Not Butter actually margarine?
What?
Yeah, that's what that is, I think, right?
Of course it is.
Wasn't that the same color as butter?
It is
yeah, now.
What I'm saying, this was like, 70,
okay. I thought you
100
were
years
saying,
ago.
okay, gotcha.
There are still brands that in modern times sell pink margarine, but I think it's like this is the old timey margarine or whatever. I have no idea why you would choose to do that. It sounds terrible, but it looks gross.
I mean, I don't think it looks so gross. I'm actually okay with that.
It looks like strawberry something flavored something. Actually, looks kind of good.
Yeah, I'm okay with it.
It looks like Pepto Bismol spread on a piece of toast.
I get that, but also, my mind doesn't go to Pepto-Bismol. My mind does go to bubblegum, and I don't want a bubblegum butter, but knowing that it's margarine, I think I would be able to fight through that and get straight to the deliciousness.
Bob, you get a point for having Pepto-Bismol work on you. You thought of their brand.
Upset stomach, diarrhea.
Are there, like, I guess we're coming toward the end here a little bit, but are there, like, commercials you know worked on you?
That I know.
Muskie Chevrolet, lower prices, lower rates.
Have you ever been to a McCluskey's though?
Oh God, no! I would never buy a Chevrolet in my entire life.
Nope.
So it's specifically advertisements that we have gone out and bought something.
Yeah, like you've seen the advertisement, you're like, okay, I'm gonna buy that.
Yeah, actually, I do have an occasion. I saw an ad online. I forget what website it was on, but it was for a wallet, a wallet company, and it was specifically not that techie wallet that everyone sees.
Ridge Wallet?
Yeah, it's not that one. And literally because I had been inundated with ads for that wallet, when I saw this other one that was like a very nice, higher quality leather wallet, like I went into the website, I looked at all the research about it, it was like very well reviewed. I bought it specifically because, you know, I'm the kind of guy, like I got my wallet from Hot Topic 20 years ago. You know, I don't really care. I found a wallet off the street, I threw all the money away, and then I took it as my own. You know, but
Hey, wait a minute.
I went out and I've no further comment on my story there. I went out and I bought this wallet, and to this day, it's my favorite wallet. I look at the thing and I get happy. Like, you know, the lady on the Netflix show, like, if it doesn't bring you joy, throw it away. When I look at it, sometimes it brings me joy. And I know I'm a capitalist shill for looking at a product and thinking that, but I really like it. It's got a great design, it's a good color, and it's high quality, and I've ran it through the wash a few times accidentally, and it's been exactly the same. The color is the same, the design is the same. Like, it's just a very well-made wallet. I'm very happy that there was an ad that showed me, because I never would have known about it otherwise.
Did you see the ad and it was like, it has these features, and you were like, oh shit? Or was it literally you saw the ad and you were like, I like that way better than that other one. I'm just gonna buy this one.
It literally was that I was curious about it. It didn't say anything flashy. It was not something that was like, oh, this wallet is amazing, a million pieces. It was I think it just was a picture of the wallet, and it said wallet underneath. And I was like, sold.
Shit.
Give me two.
Which I did. I bought two.
This episode of Distractable is sponsored by Mint Mobile. So I hear you guys are wasting money.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. What of it?
I thought we all agreed we'd spend less this year, but you're spending more.
No. I'm not spending it. I'm using it to wipe my ass after I poop. That's not spending.
I mean your phones. Why are you paying so much for your phones?
I just love the feeling having a phone in my pocket. I know it's literally burning cash. It reminds me that I'm alive, you know?
Take your phone out, look at it, think, man, am I really happy that I'm burning hundreds of dollars a month when I could be spending just $15 a month for premium wireless?
Well, I mean, me burning money in the winter keeps me warm, so I'm kind of happy about that.
I want more phones that cost more than this one does.
You can keep the same phone. You don't even have to get a new phone. You can get one if you want. You get to keep all your contacts and everything. You get unlimited talk and text, high-speed data delivered on the nation's largest 5G network. $15 a month.
All right, fine, I'll do it. But the process to get it better be complicated and convoluted and leave me frustrated, or else I'm not doing it.
If I'm not on hold for hours, I don't want to be any part of this.
Well, luckily for you guys, it's simple and easy. To get your new wireless plan for just $15 a month and get the plan shipped to your door for free, go to mintmobile.com/distractable. That's mintmobile.com/distractable. Cut your wireless bill to $15 a month at mintmobile.com/distractable. It's easy. It's cheaper. It's everything Mark and Bob hate.
Hey, Bob, do you want to fold up $100 bills into paper money airplanes and throw them off the mountain?
Try $200 bills.
This episode of Distractable is sponsored by NordVPN. Guys, I'm hacking into the mainframe.
Are you sure that's safe? What if your internet is not private?
Wait, what do you mean?
Are you using a VPN or
I
what?
don't know those letters. I know that I'm about to break into the FBI's most secure data files.
No, Agent M, you don't use a VPN service, then your internet search history is not even private. Your ISP could just see what you're doing.
Back with lunch. What's Mark doing?
Nothing. No, I'm not doing nothing. Hang on. What did you say? VPN? What is that?
All you gotta do is install NordVPN. Are you hacking from your cell phone or your computer or your tablet? What are you?
Look, man, I'm break into the building, I get the files, that's my mission, and then I get out. It's worked for years. No one's... Uh-oh.
Okay.
Is that an alarm?
Oh, your sandwich is gonna be cold by the time you get to it. I think I might just eat that one too.
He's lost. He's lost. It's okay. You know, and I always thought for the spy stuff, I was worried it would sort of slow it down, because you want to get in and get out. NordVPN doesn't even slow down your internet, so there's like no reason not to.
And you can have it on your computer, your phone, your tablet, whatever other devices you might have. It's up to like 6 devices all at once.
I'm back. I got away from him. Oh, tell me, how do I get this NordVPN? I need it.
You can grab your exclusive NordVPN deal by going to nordvpn.com/distractable or use code distractable. You can get a huge discount off your NordVPN plan, plus an additional month for free and a bonus gift. That's nordvpn.com/distractable, nordvpn.com/distractable, or use code distractable. It's completely risk-free with Nord's 30-day money-back guarantee.
Real quick, before we wrap this up, I want to ask the opposite. Is there a commercial that you remember that just hit you in a way where you're like, I'm never buying that product because the commercial was either just so cringe, so bad, or just so like, it had the opposite effect where you recognize the brand and you're like, I'm not touching that with a 25-foot pole.
Oh man.
This might be controversial because I feel like people liked these commercials.
No, yeah, it's your opinion. It's not a fact.
Can I just say the Terry Crews Old Spice commercials?
Really? Wow. That's interesting.
I hate those.
Okay.
I think they're funny. Like I watch them and I'm like, oh, and it zoomed in. Wow, and his nipples dancing or whatever. It's funny, but they're so cringy. Like every time I see one, my visceral reaction is like, oh, I don't want Old Spice. Oh God. Like I don't know why, because I think they're funny. You know, they're funny. Terry Crews is funny. I like that guy.
That way about Puppy Monkey Baby. Like it did not make me want Mountain Dew. The commercial, I like laughed at it, but I was like, watching this like dude's junk in his underwear jiggling around does not make me want to buy this fucking product.
Exactly what you're
I
talking about.
love Puppy Monkey
You
Baby.
love that.
I did that one for a long time after that Super Bowl. I would interject Puppy Monkey Baby for no reason.
I hated that. Yeah, I
It
hated
did not make me want Mountain Dew. I was like, I'm not buying Mountain Dew. The commercial's funny, but like, I do not want to drink this and think of a fucking
It is
diaper.
it is such a fine line of intentionally cringy stuff that like is an advertisement that just like there's a way that sometimes it works and it gets stuck in people's head. For me, it's the Starburst commercial, and I know I'm probably in the minority of this one. It's the berries and cream. I always hated that one.
Oh,
Like for some reason, for some people, and it had a resurgence recently on, I think, TikTok of like that. Why did you bring this back?
No, I also hate that one. I hate
Yeah,
that one.
I hate that one. I couldn't stand it, and I saw it all the time because I watched a lot of like Cartoon Network and Nickelodeon, and it would always play. And got nothing against the guy who plays that. That's fine. I cannot stand that. I refuse to get Starburst afterwards.
I'm just going down a horrible line of memories right now.
I just rewatched the commercial and I have the same reaction.
Yeah.
God, I hate that.
A lot of the insurance commercials too. Ugh.
I don't know. I generally don't like watching commercials. Don't have to watch them.
I've got another one, and this is a recent one. It's a recent commercial. Have you guys seen the one with Matt Damon? And I'm not even gonna talk about
Fortune favors the brave. That one.
Yes.
It's a crypto NFT commercial. I got nothing against Matt Damon specifically, but this commercial has the audacity to compare like the incredible achievements of humanity of like, you know, whatever, explore, like progress and stuff like that, going to space. And then it ends on going like Mars, and the dream of like humanity on Mars is like cryptocurrency. The next step in human history. It's like, oh, come on. I adamantly, like, I see, before we get a million people coming to hate, I see the potential of specifically the blockchain, the idea and the technology behind it. That one thing, I see the potential in that. The current ecosystem of that entire universe, do not compare it. Don't you dare.
No, this is not a testimony as far as the product goes. This is simply, did the commercial hit you in a way that you're like, oh yeah, or oh no. And like, no, I get you. That commercial hit me all wrong too.
Oh, I hate it. Hate.
That's a good barometer. You should bust that out if you're like at a party with a group of new people.
Yeah.
Just play that, and if anyone is like, yeah, It's made like 4K on Dipcoin, bro. Then you know you don't want to be friends with that person. You can rule them out.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no, I fucking hate that commercial.
We might have to crack out a part 2 for this eventually, because I feel like we have a lot to say about advertising.
No.
I'll save that for a rainy day. It'll come back.
It's just gonna be a marketing podcast in the next one.
Yeah, all of our sponsors are gonna pull out like, we didn't like what you had to say.
Yeah, we didn't even talk about our methodology for advertising.
Hey, our ads are dynamic and engaging. They really inform you about the product, and
We end every ad recording with the sentence, "Do you think they'll let us do that?"
I do think it's funny. I don't know if we've talked about it before. So the ads are 60 seconds, right?
Yeah.
I have no idea what ours end up being.
Last time we record, well, they do. They end up being 60 seconds. That's the thing. But the last time we recorded ads, we recorded 4 ads in an hour. And it's not like we're sitting there just quietly like, what if we talk? We're doing shit.
Yeah.
We just start. One of us is like, I'll do it. This episode is fun. And then we just talk for like 20 minutes. And then Will is
Yeah.
like, oh my God. Just read. God damn it. I hate you guys.
We have to. I have to ask Will, who's obviously listening to this right now. Do you have a cutting room floor of all the failed ad bits that we've done? Because Bob was not exaggerating. We legitimately
hours.
to do 10 ads. Just last week, it took us an hour and 45 minutes from start to finish.
Use
It
a
took-
robot voice, Will. Insert it. Just be like, yes, I hate you guys.
No,
Or, you know,
that's
one of
not what
those-
we're asking. I'm asking, is there a cutting room floor so that we can release that?
Well, yeah, answer it, but yeah.
Yes, because
Let us
that
know.
Oh,
that
dude.
content right there
Ad
that
bloopers.
exists. Because yes, we have taken an approach to try to make our ads funny and engaging. Sometimes we're more successful than other times, but what gets cut out is fucking hilarious. But we all are like, that can never.
When we first started recording ads, we did 3 or 4 takes per ad, and we're like, oh, let's try this one. Will, pick your favorite one. Now we just give 1 take, and we're like, you'll fix it in post.
And Will is like, I can pick out some sentences from this. Oh,
Yeah, no.
man.
I really want people to listen to that stuff someday. It's got to exist. If it doesn't, Will, you might
doing that.
Will, you might have a job.
We're gonna have an episode that's just the failed advertising bits.
If you
But
guys
it's gonna
at
cut
home,
out the sponsors, so it'll just be the random bits around which sponsor it was.
you would never be able to guess the sponsor from some of the bits. that we
You would
do.
not. You would never know.
If you guys want to hear that, put it on the subreddit, like get a little poll going or whatever, or show your interest in it on the YouTube comments or whatever have you.
I look forward to the email from Will where it's like, I deleted that as fast as I got it, guys. It doesn't exist.
Can't find any of those files. Sorry, guys. Don't know what happened. Not doing that, though.
Yeah, just God, the ever increasingly more offensive BetterHelp ads that we.
Wasn't there literally, I'm not going to say what the idea was. Wasn't there one where I was like, okay, we got BetterHelp. I got an idea, guys. And I was like, it is sponsored by BetterHelp. And I said one sentence, and everyone was like, nope. No.
I think we've had a few different sponsors where we come up with ideas where we immediately shut ourselves or each other
Yeah.
down.
Oh man, yeah, that's happened more than once, but definitely I remember that. And let's not talk about it.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I mean, that didn't happen. That's a joke. That's a joke. I made that up. That didn't happen.
Will, edit this in post.
Sitting free, Will.
So I guess to wrap things up, we have a lot to say about advertising because for the last decade, advertising has been a big part of our lives, both in and out of our own jobs. But I have to give the win to somebody here. And looking at our points,
I don't remember ever audibly getting a point this entire.
Oh, he was tracking them. He was tracking them.
I literally was keeping track. I didn't say things out loud because I didn't want to interrupt you guys, but I gave you points for various bits. I gave you guys both like 2 points at the start.
It was 3, but
Maybe it was 3. I didn't keep track of when I gave them to you. You guys were mostly tied, but the edge goes to Mark.
Oh.
And the reason the edge goes to Mark is he had an outburst that was not quite Bob's Fridge level, but it was still very funny listening to him go off on a tangent. And that was really the difference in this episode. So our winner
thank you.
is Mark.
Thank you. I'm very gracious. Thank you. In this advertising episode, I'd like to take my winner speech. Do I get a winner speech?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead, advertise.
I was going to advertise. I have a new podcast.
Whoa.
Go for it.
Whoa.
with Tyler called Go My
Uh-huh.
Favorite Sports. It's the Distractable Sister Podcast. I think that's what you call it.
Oh, do we get royalties from this now?
No,
How much do we-
no,
how much
you
do
get
we get?
nothing. You
Okay. It's Go My Favorite Sports Team. Mark didn't finish the last word.
Go My
It's
Favorite
team.
Sports. And big props to Tyler being a big sports guy. Big props to me for not. A bail on this podcast immediately. Go listen to that one. Never come back.
Great. Well, this episode's sponsored by Abandonment.
If you ever feel abandoned, it better help us hear from people to talk to you about that.
I guess that's true. I'm going to be
sorry.
very careful how I proceed now, but we're going to wrap up. Bob, do you want to segue into a loser's speech just to have something else said?
I didn't realize how valuable angry rants could be. I'm going to try and work more of those into more episodes in the future and hopefully steal away some wins that rightfully should have probably gone to the other person.
Especially when I'm the host, because you won Bob's fridge with your angry rant. If I remember
I was
right,
the
that
only
was
one who said anything. If Mark had won, that would have been the biggest
If I
bullshit
recall,
ever.
at the end of that
technically had
episode,
more
it was
points than you that episode. You won because of golf rules.
no, that episode. Yeah, it was weirdly close for me not saying anything at all that episode.
That was my favorite Mark episode. All right, well, we're going to move on immediately. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to Distractable. Go listen to Go My Favorite Sports Team, but also do come back because we got another banger coming out next week that Mark's hosting, assuming he doesn't leave us forever.
Yeah.
Thanks to our sponsors and all of our future advertising campaigns. I hope you all buy all those products and give us all your money.
Well, we don't get that
We
money.
don't make money if they buy
get
it.
the money.
That goes to the company.
Well, at least we're here together having fun, the three of us. Stay tuned for next week's episode where Mark will host and who knows what the hell we'll talk about. Until then, goodbye, my friends. Podcast out.
Good evening, gentle listener, and welcome to Distractable, a Wood Elf production with your hosts, Messy Mark, Worthless Wade, and Bollocksology Bob. This week, the gentle strands of Mother Muse have all gone awry, and all that is left is droning dross. The gents have gathered for a rant that found the bullpen of brilliance all but empty. Yes, it's time for the worst piece of shit episode ever. Please prepare to heckle and enjoy the show.
Hello and welcome back to Distractable. I am your host for the day. My name is Bob. This is a podcast.
Woo, go Bob! Yeah! Woo!
Thank you. Yes.
Yeah!
Thank you. I deserve that.
Good job.
Yeah, you do.
Thank you. I am the host because I won last week because the way this podcast was. I did. It's true.
You're welcome.
Thank you. It's true. I won, and I won because this podcast is a competition. Mark and Wade, my co-hosts, say hi, co-hosts.
Hi, co-host.
Yeah, whatever. You're not even my co-host. That's not even right. None of this matters. They're competing to get points or not points. I'll just arbitrarily pick a winner sometimes. Who knows? Or I'll keep track of some points, but then forget that I'm doing that. Anyway, there's some kind of rules around this podcast, and eventually somebody wins, and they host the next one. That's about it. I'm trying to bring some formality back. I realized as I've been hosting every episode, I sort of declined into further into a pit of barely even explaining what's happening here. It's probably because I'm not good at it, because what happens here is very wildly varied. But I don't know, do you guys feel like I captured the essence of the podcast?
You're saying that what you just did was a more professional, more to the core
Yes.
intro?
Have you heard me host before? Like, I swear to God, the last time I hosted, I was
you do
like,
a wonderful job.
hey, this is Distractable, and we play points or whatever. I don't know. Okay, let's talk about podcast stuff.
That's Wade. That's Wade.
Yeah, I usually don't even know what the hell we're recording. You guys just say, hey, we're doing something, and I'm like, all right, I'll just do an intro for whatever.
Well, you are when you are the host, you get to pick what we do. But
You wake him up from bed with an air horn. You won. You're the host.
Yeah.
all right, well, I'm better than I think I am then. But anyway,
Well done, Bob. Good show. Who won?
no, not yet, not yet.
Oh.
How are the pets? How are you pets?
Oh,
Pets are good.
They're good, I
Pets are
think.
very
I've not
good.
seen them in a couple minutes, but I think they're fine.
Whoa. Actual minutes or metaphorical minutes? That means like hours or days or something. They good?
I don't know. Time's an artificial construct.
We're calling the cops right now or what?
They eat, they sleep, they walk, they play. I think they're fine. Seem happy.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, it's pretty much the same as my dogs are doing. So
My dog is good. She's having a good time. It's windy right now. She simultaneously loves that and doesn't like that. She hears the wind and is all like, "Oh my god, I gotta go out there." And then she's in the wind and she's like, it's blowing.
Yeah,
it's heavy windy.
what?
Wind do blow.
You ever seen that meme? It's fucking windy.
No, is it on Vine?
No.
I'll look it up later.
It's fine. Jesus Christ.
Is that a Vimeo meme?
No, it's a picture.
Is that on Stupid Videos?
What?
You guys remember that website? That's an old one, right?
No.
Stupid Videos.
No, that sounds like a thing you're just making up to me right now. That's what that sounds
No,
like.
that was a site where they posted, and I'll quote it here: "Stupid videos."
I've been on the internet a long time. I have no idea what you're talking about.
What is the URL?
I don't even know if it's still a thing.
Stupidvideos.com?
I googled stupid videos, and the first video's Marks.
No. That's based on your search history. That's based on your search history. No. Hold on. What's mine? No. Yeah, I do have a video called Stupid Video.
Stupid Videos. It's Mark's video on YouTube called Stupid Video.
If you go over to the image,
Went on before YouTube. Someone was talking about in like a Reddit post, but yeah, Stupid Videos is like an old website collection of dumb videos.
well, I'm going there now, seeing if it's still up.
I don't think it exists.
I'd be surprised if it still did. I mean, that's
I put that in and my computer is all,
Yeah, nothing's loading on that one.
yeah.
all right, look, so it's probably not from that.
They got 2 people trying to access the website, and it just crashed.
Anyway, it Wimby, sure. I don't know where it's from, but it's not that thing Wade made up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, my dogs are fine. Same old, same old.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
The topic for the podcast, I have a whole list of things that I draw from. I need to come up with some goddamn small talk questions. My small talk game is weak. What do people talk about to pretend like they're humans and not lizards?
I don't know. Do we have a Soldier Boy update?
Oh.
Been a while.
I think there was actually.
No. No way.
I think there was a couple weeks ago, and I meant to bring it up. I completely forgot.
What happened?
Soldier Boy.
I'm trying to find that out.
Soldier Boy. News around Soldier Boy.
The frantic sounds of us Googling.
There's articles about him in the last 24 hours.
No, what'd he do?
I mean, 7 days and 24 hours ago, or 2 weeks ago.
Apparently, Soldier Boy is fact-checking Lil B out here on some kind of claim. Soldier Boy's OnlyFans nudes are leaked ahead of release of his new docuseries, The Life of Draco.
Yeah, that was 3 weeks ago.
Was he gonna leak them during the docuseries?
Well, the OnlyFans must be live. I'm really afraid to go to onlyfans.com/soldierboy, but I am curious. Oh, apparently Soldier Boy is loving every minute of his OnlyFans nude leak.
I love that. Here we go. 1 month ago, over a month ago, Soldier Boy promises no more rap beef as he focuses on his acting career. 1 week ago, several weeks ago, 50 Cent and Soldier Boy both lay claim on influencing rappers' Do Money challenge. So he is begging to differ that it was actually 50 Cent. So he immediately started beef. Is the point?
Look, he's just trying to be on that grind and
Yeah.
make the money.
Leaks his nudes.
Oh.
Come on, give me some good stuff. Leaking nudes, that's old school. What's he doing this nude?
Do you guys remember that sign language interpreter who couldn't do sign language at all? And like, while there was some government speech, she was just like flailing her hands around. Did you ever see that?
No.
No.
What is this?
I just saw an update news where she was arrested for using phony sign language as a language interpreter for multiple TV broadcasts.
Oh my gosh.
She, quote, she sat up there and waved her arms like she was singing Jingle Bells, end quote, Rachel Setambrino, who is deaf and teaches sign language at the University of South Florida. 51 hours ago, apparently this is what she signed during broadcast. 51 hours ago, 0, 12, 22, indecipherable. Murder, 3 minutes in. 14 weeks ago, in old, indecipherable. Murder, 4, 5, 55,000. Plea 10, arrest. Murder, Bush, indecipherable. 3, age 24.
What the hell?
It was, so in reality, she was trying, because what she was trying to say was, in fact, the chief was providing a timeline of the 4 shootings and describing how his agency had received some 5,000 tips before arresting the 24-year-old suspect. So she was actually trying. It wasn't all nonsense.
Was she just really bad?
I think she was just really bad and probably got a job that she wasn't qualified for and just tried to wing it as if there weren't deaf people watching, being like, what? Am I having a stroke? What?
That's so messed up.
Yeah.
Just imagine you're watching a speech being given in, like, you're an English speaker and you're watching a speech being given in, I don't know, another language, French or something you have no shot at understanding. And someone just stands up and is like, 22, went outside, found in bush, murder, going to McDonald's later. Like, what did this lady think was gonna happen? What? I will say there's a little tidbit in this snippet I've got. This took place in Florida, which makes a lot more sense to me.
Yeah, Florida Man was a decade ago. Florida Interpreter is the new wave.
Yeah.
Florida Interpreter. Sorry, Florida. It's kind of your own fault, though.
Ooh, longest lightning bolt record recently. Guess how long? I spoiled it.
Or something.
400,000 miles.
No, 477 miles over 3 states.
I think it's pretty bold and or impressive that they think they can specifically track that it was one bolt with no gaps in there over hundreds of miles. I'm assuming it was over like with like satellite imagery or maybe some kind of radar. I don't know.
Yeah, must have been.
But like, what if there's a little 1.5-inch gap somewhere in there and the lightning was just like jumped? I don't know how lightning works because I'm an idiot, but you know, it just skipped a little.
Advertising does teach us to mind the gap.
What if the lightning was just like, nah, not that cloud? But then from space with the satellite, they were like, it's continuous.
I mean,
unbelievable.
I mean, I don't know why you're thinking these astronauts are just looking at the Earth like, holy shit, look at that! Wow!
It's not.
It's
not
contiguous. It's contiguous.
I'm imagining it's imaging instruments on a satellite, not people.
No, it's just Derek up there.
You think every weather satellite is just a bucket with a bunch of food and a toilet in it, and one guy who's like, oh, there's clouds over like Alaska? Is that Alaska or Hawaii? I can never remember.
Alaska's a round one, right? Yep.
Why are people from rural Ohio running the astronaut program?
Hey, Ohio has the highest number of astronauts. It does make sense.
Oh, no.
I just love being up here in space. The perspective you get on the minuscule.
I do miss raising my pigs and growing my corn, but it's nice to see the stars and try to grow some star gas up here.
Houston's all like,
what's the status on those Russian weapon movements?
I saw a big lightning bolt. It went from Alaska to the other one.
Cover 3 states.
Houston, I tried to get a delivery of some chili from Cincinnati up here. They haven't delivered yet. Can you put it on the next rocket?
Well, I never knew that's how weather satellites work. That's really surprising.
Yeah. We're down here with our telescopes looking into space, and they're up there with their telescopes trying to window peep at us. Came across some accidental lightning in the process. They're like, boobies? Oh, lightning. Houston, there's some storms and shit blocking my view.
God, you dream you want to be an astronaut since you were like 6 years old, and you tell everyone it's because you're inspired by space and all this technology. But really, you just want to see some tits. Like, that's it.
And the best way to do that is to become an astronaut and look at them from millions of miles, or how many miles away is the space?
Oh, millions and millions and millions. Yeah, no, you're right. You're right.
Derek, why is the James Webb Telescope turning around towards Earth?
No reason. Hold on, maintenance.
He tries to run, but his erection bumps it and moves it even further. He's like, oh, Jesus.
How big is his dick?
I don't know, how big's the Hubba Bubba or whatever you were talking about?
It's just like his dick,
really big.
his dick size increases to the number of tits he sees, and he just takes one look at Earth and he knows he's seeing like at minimum 3 billion boobies. Yes, the power. Yes,
I can see all of them.
What was your question? My dogs are fine.
Dogs are good? Good.
Yeah, I think they're good.
Wait, no, I've got one last small talk.
Oh, okay, good.
All right, wait. This headline caught me. There's a plan to put Bitcoin in mouse DNA with genetically engineered virus.
What? Huh?
I know, right?
So Bitcoins are real coins. I knew it.
So BitMouse DAO has exactly 2 investors and almost no money, but they do have a wild idea. And I almost hate saying that out loud because people listening to this are going to be like, ooh, mouse coin.
Mark says buy BitMouse.
BitMouse. No, that's not what we're saying, everybody. This is a crazy, it's like others who put in the same amount said, quote, no, never mind. Shut up, everything. Me, go away. I read that wrong.
Okay.
Yeah, my dogs are fine. How are you?
Just because you said it, Wade, and I was curious. The James Webb Telescope, the main telescope part, the mirror, whatever the reflective surface, is 21-foot diameter circle.
Oh, one really determined penis can move that.
God, it's a really
They probably got on like one of those little swivel chair mounts or whatever, you know, so it's easy to turn.
Chair up there. Is that how you think things move in space? You put wheels on it.
Yeah, there's no gravity. It doesn't matter how big it is in space.
Put some casters on it. Roll it down to space.
Okay, let's talk about the topic I have in mind. That was really quality small talk. You guys really backed me up and elevated the small talk to a whole nother level.
Hey, you're welcome. Dogs, lightning, and boobies. We got
Yep.
your back.
No, we covered everything.
I didn't
What
talk
I'm
about
interested
Mr.
in-
Gox, the crypto trading hamster.
Uh-huh.
He's dead.
I want him to have a theme song. Never mind, he's dead. Didn't even finish the thought.
Wow.
Curious why a hamster is known as that.
I don't know the full story, but believe the thing is there was a little experiment where they set up a hamster with like 2 buttons, and it would either buy or sell a random cryptocurrency. And this hamster left out in terms of crypto trading. They did the same thing with stocks and a monkey, I think. I think literally, and it was like in the top 20 of top performing hedge fund
I need to talk to that monkey.
Mr. Gox, he was real. He bit the dust, now that's the deal, Mr. Gox.
Now the question is it was too good.
Gox, buy or sell. Lost us all our money now, he's in hell. Mr. Gox!
Oh, he did well. That's the entire thing why that's interesting.
Yeah.
Well, then maybe he did it originally and then they covered up. Maybe it was a cover up from the money he lost at the end.
It was a crypto conspiracy.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
I see. I see.
Conspirato or a cryptspiracy.
Keep working on it. Go more.
A concom. Nope, that doesn't work.
Love it.
Change.
Oh, the hamster wheel of Moneyball.
Change.
Oh, the hamster and a gerbil, they bang and you get a bang for your buck.
I like that one actually. I like that one.
Plus, then they make Hermble babies.
Okay.
Hamble? I don't know.
It's a herm.
That's an old episode. We did that already.
What? No.
Yeah, no, it turns out we did. My topic for today.
Oh, right, yeah.
Yes. We were just talking earlier in an unrecorded conversation, also known as conversation.
Uh-huh.
You mentioned that your back was feeling kind of sore.
Yeah, a little bit.
A little sore. Ignore that. Ow.
What?
I just flicked myself in the eye with a little fidget toy that I'm playing with. It's fine. Ignore that.
Why are you fidgeting on your eye?
I'm fidgeting in front of my eyes. It's just an unfortunate circumstance. Look, Mark's back hurts. I don't know. I'm generally kind of sore. Probably. My foot hurts. I don't know why.
Chapped lips.
Wade's lips are chapped. Gentlemen, I hate to break it to us, but we're old.
Oh.
Okay, we're not that old, but we're older than we think. Have you guys ever had this experience where for me, okay, personal story. I was in the garage and I think I talked about this on a previous episode. I had to rip out some cabinets and I didn't. I successfully did it. But I was thinking like, oh yeah, it'll be no big deal. I'll just hammer them, whatever, tear them out. I did that. I swear to God, it took every ounce of effort I had in me. I finished that and just all I could think to myself was like, whoa, how old am I? Like, what's happening? And beyond that, the world is changing. Have you guys heard of TikTok? Probably not. It's scary. It's what the kids do these days.
Yeah, it's like Vine, only everyone hates you if you watch it, but everyone secretly watches it.
Kids are into TikTok and hyperpop and
Yeah.
have it. You're gonna no-and me that hard?
No,
You
no,
ever-
to
have you
Wade.
ever had-
No, to what
Oh.
Wade said. Like, who?
No, everyone hated Vine when it was popular, and Vine went away, and everyone's like, oh man, I love Vine. Now everyone hates TikTok, but like secretly they all love TikTok.
Who hates TikTok?
I didn't hate Vine, and
Who
I only
hated
hate
Vine?
some of TikTok.
I heard this from sources.
Everyone, literally all people did when Vine was at its peak was share Vines and talk about Vines.
Do you mean that you hate those things? Because I would believe
No,
that.
I don't know. I don't watch any of them, so I don't know. I watched some Vine compilations, but I've not seen much TikTok-y.
You're the hater.
I don't hate it because I don't know it.
You literally just projected.
I think it's you. I think it's just you.
I don't even know it. How can I hate what I don't know?
Sounds like you do.
Seems like it's pretty easy for you.
Yeah.
No, my dogs are fine. Thanks for asking, though.
This episode of Distractable is sponsored by BetterHelp. Is there something interfering with your happiness or is preventing you from achieving your goals? I've been through this before. I have a lot of things that are on my mind sometimes, and I just need someone to talk to and get all that out.
No. What you really want to do, you don't want to squelch that. stuff it down. What I do
Gotcha.
is I tell Mandy that I am woodworking. I don't actually build anything. I just have a bunch of tools and wood in the garage. And if I ever start to feel any emotion whatsoever, really, I go into the garage and I just hit stuff with a hammer.
What I do is I just call the wrecker, who comes in and wrecks more parts of my life, so that the other parts that are already wrecked don't seem as big of a deal.
But maybe you could consider contacting BetterHelp, because they will assess your needs and match you with your own licensed professional therapist. You know, you can even start communicating in under 48 hours.
The wrecker's usually there within a month.
Does the wrecker have a broad range of expertise available, which may not be locally available in many areas?
No, he just wrecks things.
Okay. They also are committed to great therapeutic matches, so they make it easy to change your counselor. And it sounds like you might want to change your wrecker to someone else.
You're right. Whoever the wrecker is, waste of money. I feel better when I destroy things. You feel better when someone destroys things for you.
No,
We could help each other out, man.
No.
That's what Mark is saying.
BetterHelp wants you to start living a happier life today. You just go to their website, betterhelp.com/distractable. You know, that's BETTERHELP.com/DISTRACTIBLE. You can get 10% off your first month. BetterHelp.com/distractable.
I'm gonna try it. I don't have much left to smash.
This episode of Distractable is brought to you by Manscaped, and specifically their new Ultra Premium
Registered trademark collection.
Yeah.
We all know how essential the Manscaped trademark lawnmower registered trademark 4.0 is for that precise trim below the waist. But now you can enhance your perfect grooming routine with their Ultra Premium registered trademark collection. This package includes Manscaped Premium deodorant,
All right.
hydrating body spray,
Louder clap.
Let's go.
body wash,
two-in-one shampoo and conditioner.
My ball doesn't apply to me.
Plus
a free gift.
a 3-pack set of lip balm that's made up of ingredients such as vitamin E,
Yes.
peppermint, and eucalyptus oil. Keep those champers feeling moist.
Take that eucalyptus from the koalas. They don't deserve it.
That's 4 products
And a gift inside the Ultra Premium Collection.
trademark.
What a score.
All of these products are cruelty-free,
Woo.
paraben-free,
All right.
Vegan-friendly.
Yeah.
And dye-free.
Ow.
Get that Ultra Premium registered trademark collection hot off the shelves, 20% off plus free shipping with the code DISTRACTABLE at manscaped.com. That's 20% OFF plus FREESHIPPINGCODEDISTRACTIBLEATMANSCAPED.com.
The power of attraction is now in a bottle thanks to Manscaped.
All right. Listen. The topic: things that have happened that make you suddenly feel older. And maybe we're not that old. We're not like we're that old. But this has been happening to me increasingly in recent years, where I'll try and do a physical activity, and I'm like, oh God, what? I ate, what did I have? A burrito the other night. It was really good. It was a little spicy. I got acid reflux. Who is this guy? I never had acid reflux in my life. Some old person ate my burrito and then gave me acid reflux. Have you guys experienced this? Is this just me? Am I dying and everyone else is fine? Tell me. Back me up.
Yeah, I look and feel exactly the same as I always have. I've always been bald and gray hairs all over my beard.
Is that a joke? Did you used to have hair?
I did.
Oh, I just always imagined you without.
In fact, not to shout out one of our individual contents, but if you look at some of Mark's thumbnails, specifically of GTFO from a couple weeks ago, there's one of me with some hair in it right there.
Wow.
Yeah, you're right.
I did have, in all seriousness though, I did have an experience recently that made me feel really old. Because I remember before our smartphones, before the flip phones, I remember when wireless phones, like wall phones, became a thing. Like whenever you like get a mount and mount your phone on the wall, and you could like take your cordless phone anywhere around the house.
You remember when that became a thing?
I at least remember whenever it became a thing in our house. Because my family, my grandparents, my mom, we all had corded phones. And my grandparents had a rotary phone that was not an antique. We actually used it. So, like, someone, I think it was on stream the other day, was like, dude, I just discovered this thing from, like, called a rotary phone. It's crazy. And And I was like, I used to legit use one to like call my mom to my grandparents' house, where you press your finger into the hole on the 9, you slide it all the way over toward the 1, you let go, you go up to the 8, you know, whatever the number may be, you had to like touch it, pull it all the way across, go to the next number, and you do that for each individual number. And I would sit there on this corded rotary phone and like have a phone conversation. And I remember legit just using one, and people are like, man, I can't believe that used to be a thing people had to do.
Wait.
And maybe we were just like behind the times. I don't know.
Hold on.
But I remember switching to cordless phone.
Hold on. Bob, sidebar.
Yeah.
Is it Wade, don't listen.
Okay.
Is it possible that Wade is actually older than he thinks he is?
It sounds pretty possible, given that information.
He says that he knows when cordless phones took hold. They were invented in the 50s. They didn't take hold till the 80s. He used a rotary phone. He's bald now, and just his general disposition, doesn't it scream? Remember when we were over at a charity live stream and he was asleep in his lazy boy at like, and he was like 25 at this point, quote unquote 25 at this point. Is it possible that Wade is actually significantly older than even he knows?
I think we need to investigate that.
All right, sidebar over. Wade.
Yeah.
What's your earliest memory?
Man, what? I was running around our house.
You were running?
Yeah, I was like a little toddler, was running around the house, and
Okay.
I don't remember. My mom had these like giant glasses. I think they were in style. These really big eyeglasses. And we had some pet rabbits.
Okay, rabbits are a pretty old thing.
And I remember I was gonna go get my rabbit out. And I remember my mom, like, I don't remember what she was wearing, but I remember her with the big glasses. And I don't remember much else. I remember throwing a fit whenever I got my first bedroom. I had a bedroom with like a water bed, like a race car water bed. And my mom's like, oh, you don't have to sleep with us anymore. You have your own room. And I would jump up and down screaming like, I want out of here. I want out of here. We used to have a home video of that, so I got to witness it. I remember like throwing that fit.
Interesting. Do you remember if your room was illuminated by oil lamps or electric incandescent light bulbs?
I don't know, but I think we had a lava lamp.
Okay. Water-filled mattresses earned a provocative reputation throughout its heyday in the 70s and 80s.
Okay.
Interesting.
Everything
interesting.
points to Wade being 10 years older than he really is.
How do you feel about bell-bottom jeans?
Oh, they're coming back, right? They're pretty cool.
Okay. Interesting.
So were vinyls. Vinyls are coming back.
Oh yeah, vinyl records. You like that?
Yeah, you like vinyl?
Yeah.
Interesting.
I remember getting my first CD player and I didn't have to like wind the tape back or rewind it. I could just like skip to the next song on the CD. Like that was crazy.
How old were you at that point?
I don't know, 12-ish, 10-ish. I don't know, somewhere in that range.
That's pretty suspect.
Okay. CD players were released in 1982.
The little like handheld ones that you could like put in your pocket and put your headphones on. Go ride a bike to the local store.
All right, what's the first food that you remember really liking and eating a lot?
Yeah.
Chicken nuggets as a kid. I love chicken nuggets as a kid. Still do.
By the way, the portable CD was 84.
Chicken nuggets were invented in the lab in the early 1960s. A little older. I guess we still eat chicken.
What are you guys saying? What is the point of all this?
I'm sorry, was the bit not clear?
But what if, right? How would you really know you're the age that you are, right?
I have a birth certificate.
Like that proves anything.
Yeah, it's paper with numbers and my name on it.
So what if I printed you a new birth certificate?
Donald Chicken Nuggets debuted in 81. This all points towards you not being... Are you 32? 32?
I'll be 33 this year.
So yes, you're 32.
Oh, man.
What if you weren't 32? What if you were 42? What if you were born?
I would look my age if I was 42.
That's what I'm saying!
Well, I don't mean to say it that rudely. I'm saying it very politely.
No, it's fine. Yeah, no, I look old as shit. I'm like the crypt keeper of Friends. No, it's fine.
No. I'm not trying to insult you. You look great for your age, whatever it is. You look great. But what if? What if it could be? Anyway, I'm sorry. Sidebar over. Full bar out. Front bar back.
If I shave my face and put on a wig, I could look 35 again.
I mean, yeah. Oh, wait. No, I can't talk about that.
Oh, yeah.
No, I can't talk about that.
Wait, what?
No, nothing, Bob. Nothing, Bob.
Nothing.
Nothing, Bob. Nothing.
Oh, Oh, okay.
Wait, by the time
No.
this-
No,
no,
no.
no, still no.
Okay, wait. I think I've caught up. I don't
No,
know.
you don't.
Okay. Anyway, listen. Kids these days don't know what it was like, man. Talking about CD player, I had, what was it? It was a mixtape on a cassette that was like some Aerosmith songs, an Alanis Morissette song, and some random radio stuff I don't even remember. And rewind it, play the whole thing. Rewind it, play the whole thing.
Yeah.
Those were the days, man.
I remember for some reason when I was young, my grandma had what was his name? Billy Cyrus, not Bobby. Billy Cyrus cassette. I remember listening to like "Achy Breaky Heart" and oh god, what was the one song? I'll remember it in a minute. But I remember listening to that cassette. I remember like something with my cassette player broke at one point and it would play, but it couldn't rewind. And I remember, I don't know if you guys remember those VHS or cassettes where like had the little like gears in the middle and you could like manually wind or rewind. I remember having to manually rewind the cassette. And then the double-sided cassette thing where you would like play one side and you play the other. And it would play the one, which would rewind the opposite sides. You could listen to it all over again.
Yeah.
Mark, you don't seem to be admitting that you're identifying with any of this. Do you
I
not
mean,
feel old?
Not really. I mean,
Really?
I know that I'm getting older. And to be fair, like I do have many aches and pains, but I think that could be attributed to the chaos that was my youth and utter disregard for my well-being.
You also have less body than Bob and I do to feel things.
Wow.
Because you're small.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Is saying these things offensive to you after the compliments you bathed me in a few minutes ago?
No, it just seems like
No, Mark, you look great for your age, whatever that may be.
Thank you.
Over, under 65.
Hey, he's just asking questions, man.
Thank you very much. But no, I mean, it's like with because I was so poor as a child, we couldn't afford anything, let alone cassettes. But no, I don't remember any of this because like really my growing up with technology and like changes with that is I was always like behind on everything. Just because we couldn't afford the newest things. So I would always, I stuck with a Super Nintendo all the way up to PlayStation 2. We did get an N64, but it was only like a year or two before we got the PlayStation 2. And I remember it came out and I was so mad that we couldn't get it. But yeah, no, we were always like a generation behind everything. So by the time that I got up to the point where I could keep up with technology was when I was in college. Because I had a flip phone for 2 years after like the iPhone came out. And I wanted an iPhone, but I didn't even know how that worked. I got the 3GS when it first came out.
I remember that. You were pretty psyched about that.
I love that thing. It was dope as hell.
Did you jailbreak that phone, or was that someone else?
No,
You
I
jailbroke that, right?
jailbroke it. There was no purpose to doing it, but it was just something
Yeah,
to
no,
do.
it-
You know.
Didn't do anything.
Yeah.
Well, I guess it's just me and Wade then. Feeling old.
Bob, I think you're like, are you a year younger than Mark and I? Mark and I are like 2 months apart in age.
Yeah, I'm about a year younger than you guys.
Oh, little baby.
Tyler, Mark, and I were all born the same year. So, yeah, I know I look like, I do look 8 years older. Well, you're right.
No.
But also, we're the same age. Our inner organs probably look the same, except for Mark has a little bit more bone broth, and I got a little bit more, I don't know, grease.
I apologize, Wade. I didn't mean to say anything about your physical appearance or well-being.
You're you're right, though. I mean, I've always looked a little bit older than everybody. Like, I didn't take advantage of this, but when I was 14, I remember my ex and I went to a restaurant. I think I've told this story before, where I was offered, like, the wine menu at 14 years old. I've just always looked older. Tyler and I worked at the same place back in, like, 2011, 2012, and someone came in, like, we had to ID them for alcohol, and they're like, well, how old do you think I am? And we always skew it. We're like, no, well, how old do you think we are? And notoriously, Tyler, they're like, oh, 22, 23, and me, there was always, like, 35. I just always looked older. It's just a thing.
Damn.
I've always lived with.
Harsh, man. Harsh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've just always lived with that. I don't know.
If there was this grand conspiracy in your life where somehow you didn't know how old you were, like you assumed you were born a certain year, but it was really like much later, and like for some like memory loss thing that you just didn't have it, would that make you feel better or worse?
Worse, because I would know I'm probably closer to my deathbed. At least now I'm just like, it's just appearance. It's fine. My insides probably aren't looking older. But if I found out I actually was a dickhead, it's like, man, 10 years of my life are gone. Where are they? Where were they?
I gotta admit, I've never really thought or given any mind to the appearance of my insides. I really haven't. And you brought it up twice now.
Well, that's because if I look this old on the outside, I'm just hoping inside I look all right.
everyone's insides are ugly no matter what. It's like it's not good in there. So.
Yeah, but do mine look like a 32-year-old should, or do mine look like a 45-year-old?
What does a 90-year-old's insides look like?
I don't know. I've not cut open enough people to know.
Shrivelly.
And by that I mean 0. I've cut open 0 for the record.
What?
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, we got you, buddy. Wink.
I just want to make sure I make that clear.
It's less clear now because you made it clear. It's so much less clear.
My dogs are fine. What's the next topic?
I don't know. That's kind of it, man. I was just curious how old everybody's feeling. Mark feels good. You know what I wonder about? This is not necessarily what made me feel old, but the like high school lunchroom. That was a really specific experience, and I'm sure we have some stuff that we would relate to that was common between our experiences. I wonder what kids do in the high school lunchroom right now.
On their phones?
Because like when we were there, maybe a handful of my friends had cell phones, but that was in the time when it was like, all right, I get 200 texts a month, okay? So don't fucking text me anything unless it's really important, like you're.
Oh, yeah.
You know, so we weren't
God.
like sitting on our phones, like sending each other memes or shit. We could
Text limits, text rollover.
Yeah.
Do you guys remember the concept of text like that?
Yeah, that was the shit.
Was that even that long ago that was a thing?
It was, yeah, but I only experienced it for like a few years that I really had to consider that. And by the time like smartphone came out, that completely got knocked off as a concept. But yeah, back what would this have been? This would have been like early 2000s.
Yeah, like the first half of the 2000s.
Yeah, you had phones, you had your flip phones, you had numbers with letters on them, and you could text, but you could only text so many times because, the text data, it's a few kilobytes. Whoa, you can't send too many of those. It'll overload the system.
Yeah, well, that was the same era of cell phones where it was like, all right, you get unlimited calls and texts on nights and weekends, but during the day, you got to watch out. But you can have 5 best friends, and those numbers you can call and text to your heart's content. And when I got my phone, like my junior or senior year, whenever it was in high school, my parents were like, the 2 of your 5 have to be our home phone and like your dad's cell phone, so that you can call. We can call and text you whenever to check in where you are. Now that you have a car, we don't trust you. But I had 3 slots, and I could put whoever I wanted. It was like a weird competition to who were my 3 best friends and where were they going to go on my list.
Yeah.
I remember, I'm not going to name modern mobile carriers and stuff, but I remember the first mobile carrier I had was Singular. Do you guys remember Singular Wireless?
No.
Oh, yeah.
What is that?
It got absorbed into one of the big ones, right?
Yeah, they got absorbed in 2006. They renamed, and I remember having them. So I had them prior to 2006, which means I was probably like 15, 16 whenever we had Singular.
Fancy.
Singular Wireless.
Yeah, with the C.
Oh, apparently it got rolled into AT&T.
Yeah.
Oh, Singular with a C. Ah, right.
They were absorbed and renamed, but like it's just. I remember my flip phone. My favorite phone was like the slide-up keyboard. But I remember I had a flip phone. I had several flip phones, and one of them I remember I was at like my friend's house, and I went to flip it open, and it snapped in half, and the screen was gone. But I could still use the keyboard and send text. I just couldn't see what I was typing.
So you were that guy who was sending text, and it would just be like, "Hello, I'm the 9 coming soon."
I realized that sending text was probably a bad idea, so actually I just called people, and then I would talk on repeat, hoping that they answered. Because I had to like call my mom to pick me up. I was like, "Hey mom, it's me. Hey mom, it's me. Hey mom, it's me, Wade. I hope you're answering, mom. If you're there, mom, it's me, Wade."
There wasn't like a speakerphone on the bottom half of the phone or anything.
I don't think it had speakers though. Originally, no.
Wow, that's incredible.
Ooh, do you guys remember the rigmarole of, I don't know if you ever did this, finding MIDI versions of songs so that you could have custom ringtones on cell phones?
Oh yeah. I remember the custom ringtone.
I just didn't do phone.
Yeah, you were just born 10 years ago, apparently.
Apparently.
There used to be whole services where it was like you could go through the trouble of downloading something to your computer and then plugging it. Or if you send a text to this number, we'll send you a MIDI file with this popular song in it, and it's only like $3.99. We'll just bill your carrier. That was was a whole industry for a while.
Yeah.
I was very bitter whenever CD players were being phased out and MP3 players and iPods and stuff were starting to take over, and I was like, nothing will ever replace my CD player. Look how stupid that little thing looks where I've got my cool CD player and my disc collection.
Dude, the first time I had a friend whose dad was like a really techie guy, and he got it was really popular in the days before iPod, the Dell MP3 player that I feel like a lot of people had. I can't remember what it was called.
Was that the Zune? Was it Zune?
No, it was pre-Zune. Dell MP3 player. I don't know. I don't even know if it really had a name. The Digital Jukebox. The Dell Digital Jukebox.
What a stupid name.
Listen, I remember the first time somebody had one of these and brought it in, and he had like some of the original meme songs on it. He had the Maya He, Maya Who song from that viral video on it.
Yeah.
And like he brought it in and was like, it didn't play video or anything, but he was like, hey, you guys want to little thing out? And we were just like, whoa, shit. How many songs does this have? 120 songs all on this one device? Whoa! Like, man, that really escalated quickly on the MP3 player front. But I guess I just wonder, too, what kids these days what's that going to be for them? Technology is not cool anymore. Like, kids are growing up with smartphones and all kinds of shit. VR, that's amazing. Fully wireless VR, that's so cool. What is going to be the thing that a kid is going to see when they're in, like, middle school, high school, even college, where they're going to be like, this is the future. What is that? That's cool. Because it's all unimpressive now. They don't care. Kids don't care. It's always exists as far as they care. I'm just curious. I'd love to know.
That is the exact topic of the previous episode called Future on the Distractable podcast.
What? No, it's not.
This week, the guys talk about futures, expectations versus reality. What did people in the past predict the future were
I'm
like?
specifically talking about
Were
kids.
they
Look,
accurate?
you guys didn't want to talk about how old we feel.
Will we be accurate if we attempt to do the same? That's exactly what we talked about prior.
Well, we weren't. So shut up.
I'm talking about how old I am.
Look, I'm fishing here, man. You're not old at all, Mark. We got it.
no,
You're
I'm
not
the same age.
interested.
I'm older than you. You have to respect me. I'm your elder.
I'm the eldest in the call.
It's not how that works.
It might be how it works. It's how it works in Korea.
This episode of Distractable is sponsored by Stamps.com.
Dude, you have no idea how convenient it is. I have so many small businesses. My fidget spinner business, tons outgoing shipping. My taco in the mail business, tough sell, going all right. Fake sourdough bread starter that you can leave in your refrigerator. It'll never go bad, but you can tell people that you have a sourdough bread starter and pretend like you know how to make sourdough. That's a huge one.
I also started a lot of businesses over quarantine, but I got Stamps.com not for that because I actually ship nothing. I am sending a lot of litigation paperwork. Man, I need to send a lot of letters. So Stamps.com has been a big help.
Yeah, well, if you guys also have apparently tons of businesses, I guess I'm behind the times on that, you guys can get all the access you need to the post office and UPS shipping services right from your computer.
You know, it's funny you mentioned the legal documents. I actually had to send out some papers for a lawsuit. This idiot copied my business idea. I'm actually the inventor and founder of Food Ballista.
Well, I mean, you know,
Medieval siege weaponry to deliver food. My concept.
All right,
I'm
okay.
suing this idiot
All right.
for everything he's worth.
First of all, a ballista is nowhere near comparable to a trebuchet.
Whether you're ballistaing, trebucheting, in an office sending invoices, have an Etsy shop, a warehouse, you can save time and money this year with Stamps.com. Sign up with the promo code, our code, Distractable, for a special offer that includes a 4-week trial, free postage, and a digital scale, no long-term commitments or contracts. Just go to Stamps.com, STAMPS.com, click on the microphone at the top of the page, enter code Distractable. That's DISTRACTIBLE. Stamps.com, microphone at the top of the page, enter code Distractable. Did you guys ever play floppy disk games?
Wait, what?
A floppy disk, like, you know, the old like Macintosh computer where you like put in like a floppy disk and like I played Indiana Jones.
Oh, right. No. Okay. But I know what floppy disk. Like we had like cassette
You were a
discs.
PC gamer, though. That was the thing. you
Yeah,
did.
but we had, like the earliest games that we played were not the floppy ones. The What are the other ones?
I don't know. Those are all floppy disks.
Yeah,
to me,
yeah,
But I
the-
know
the
that the
3
little
disks.
ones aren't floppy. I don't know.
Were they? Oh, they might have been called that.
MS DOS, wasn't that the thing? MS DOS. You had to like
Yeah.
load up your computer in DOS mode to play. Like I remember there was a Star Wars game that we had to load up in DOS mode to play it.
Those were the days, man.
Those are not the days. I grew up with that. I still don't know the commands for DOS. I just guessed around until a game popped up. That's what I did. When Windows 3.1 came out, that was a blessing. Oh my god! I just click on the icon and it works. Amazing.
Dial-up were the days where you'd be in the middle of gaming. Your mom's like, "Get off your computer! I gotta make a phone call." You had to completely stop what you were doing to use the phone. Those were the days.
We had 2 phone lines.
You had 2 phone lines?
We had 2. My dad was a nerd. My dad was tech wizard. He always kept up with tech.
Okay, so my family was poor and had to use rotary phones and had 1 phone line. You're over here with your Lamborghini and 2 phone lines.
Yep.
Now I understand why you don't ever have to feel old. You lived a life of luxury. I had to have AOL broadband. What'd you have? Broadband Supreme?
Yes, because
Were
my
there
dad.
other options back then other than AOL for internet?
Yes.
Who else was there? I don't remember
There was
this competing for-
Netscape. There was
Yeah, Netscape. I remember Netscape.
yeah. AOL wasn't necessarily an internet provider. It was just like a gateway, right? It was. I
It's
think.
like a weird internet portal. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a DNS. So it was like a basically through AOL you could find other websites, and AOL was like an umbrella for other things.
You got mail.
Yep, that's that, buddy.
Yeah, the Earthlink. Earthlink was Net Zero. I don't really
don't remember very many of those.
I'm just looking it up now.
I remember there being a thing called AOL like movie phone. I don't remember what the heck that was. I remember hearing them pop AOL movie phone.
Movie
Don't
phone?
know. What was movie phone?
I don't know. I've never heard of that.
Is that the thing where you called and you could get times for movies? Is that what you're thinking of?
Maybe, but maybe I'm thinking of the wrong thing. Maybe I'm remembering it wrong. I thought it was like a video chat, but there's no way that was a thing back then.
Yeah. Well, either way, like when it comes to connectivity in the future, to answer your question, Bob, the truest answer is that we won't know until it gets here, and it's going to get here when, because we think of the internet as it is right now, and I'm not talking about like Web3. I hate that term. I don't care about all that stuff. I'm talking about like the world that will exist when everything is connected in such a deeper way that we don't even understand. When you could send like an unbelievable amount of data to everyone in the world with like extremely low latency, and you have this computational processing power that is like so interwoven into every device that we have, and everything is spread across everything. Like it will just be, that'll be the next leap forward. We just don't know what it's going to be. There's a lot of like guessing with people talking about Web3, but yeah.
Here's what it's going to be. Your watch is going to have a dual projector. One to project the keyboard onto your arm, the other to project the image onto a wall. And you can just sit there and you don't even need to go to a computer. Your computer is literally at your fingertips.
Yeah.
That sounds cool.
Well, I mean, your computer's literally at your fingertips right now with your phone.
And then it becomes a thing where it can even like process your brain waves to where you don't have to type anymore. It's just you think it, it's on there.
You know what, Wade? We talked about that in another episode of the podcast.
Oh, you know what? That was
okay?
also based on a movie that came out in 2002 called A Future's Odyssey, starring Tom Cruise and Belinda Walsh.
Belinda Walsh, a real person.
I have no idea. I just said the name. I hope so.
Belinda Walsh.
Sounds like it could be a real person.
I
don't-
love Belinda Walsh.
Belinda Walsh is apparently someone.
There are people named Belinda Walsh, yes.
Belinda Walsh.
I can get truck parts and service in North Dakota from Belinda Walsh. Shout out to you.
And they got to be in a movie with Tom Cruise?
Oh, I don't know. Someone will tell us on the subreddit, I'm sure.
Yeah. Dude, if anyone can make sense from this episode and can write up like a thorough documentation, a transcript of this episode, you will be a hero if you can make sense out of this episode.
No, terrible.
Well, everything in this episode is just a spin-off of that unknown series, Crumply Old Men.
No, we've actually talked about things being from other episodes in a previous episode of the podcast, so.
Oh, we're self-referential of our self-references.
Yeah, what's that called? A callback? Those are funny, right?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think so. The dog's going well. Thanks for asking, man.
You know, now that I'm thinking about it, I actually do think the whole premise of "Are you guys feeling old?" was the topic of conversation for a previous episode.
No way.
Not
Guess
lying.
what, audience? We're feeling older now.
No.
I don't know
no
why, but it's
way.
ringing a bell.
Older part 2. It was one of the 64 hidden episodes we recorded before you guys ever got hair that will never air. Ryan was unintentional, but it worked, and you'll never know it other than what we just told you right now, which you can't prove.
Also, oh, that reminds me. When did people find out about the your dating story, Bob? Where was that put in?
That was inserted into the dating advice episode that we did, I believe.
Oh, right. Because there was a comic about it. I was like, I don't remember that ever coming out.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that was great. Yeah, that was when my date was left or right. Whatever. We're not talking about love episodes. Sorry, I apologize. No, I apologize. Wait, no, there it is. Old men. Let's face it. Mark, Bob, and Wade are getting ... up there. It was an old episode.
Oh my God. When did we do that? I don't remember that at all. Fucking hell.
We sit here, we talk so much to each other, we have no idea what we said or haven't said. We are becoming those guys on the internet. People tune into like, oh, they're telling this story again. It's so cute for them. And we're just like, oh, you guys will never know this story. And they're like,
What else is new?
well, he and 50 Cent are disputing who had the first penis or something. I don't know, really.
The first penis. It's like a Hallmark movie. The first penis.
I want to hear the lovely like music playing. The first penis.
I don't. Does Soulja Boy have an OnlyFans?
I'll click on this link hesitantly.
Because it said Soulja Boy's. I didn't hear that when you said it before, but Soulja Boy's OnlyFans nudes are.
Onlyfans.com/SouljaBoy. It's a thing. And now I'm getting ads for crotchless pants. That's good.
Big Draco.
Is it Draco or Draco?
I don't know.
Bob, you fall asleep over there? Wake up.
Bob.
Lost Bob.
Lost Bob.
Old age finally caught up to him.
There he is.
Good morning. You know what I was thinking though? In all seriousness, I guess we can cut this out, but I was thinking the next episode we should probably talk about that story that when Bob had that fridge incident.
Yeah, that's good.
That'd make a really good episode.
Yeah. Bob, you okay?
No. God. Fucking suck at everything. God damn it.
Oh no, it's okay.
Our esteemed guests, humble audience, I have to inform you, this is not today's first episode topic that may have been in the past. Can we just title this episode Mark, Wade, and Bob are getting older? What was the worst one? We just like,
Let's go.
oldest.
Oh my god.
They're older men.
Bob, it's okay. It's okay, man. It's okay.
I've got tears in my old wrinkly eyes.
Oh my god. Oh. I got another news headline if you'd like.
Yeah, please.
Kim Jong-un's father invented burritos in 2011, says North Korea.
Wait, Doritos or burritos?
Burritos
Burritos weren't invented until 2011?
by Kim Jong-un's father.
The roots of the burrito go back thousands of years to Kim Jong-un's father. Oh, that makes sense.
Oh, there's another. Italian Senate accidentally plays 30 seconds of not safe for work Tifa Lockhart video.
Tifa Lockhart, isn't it that girl
That's
from, Final Fantasy VII?
7. Oh, I know, Tifa Lockhart. Where is this horrible video that they played? Tell me where it is so I can avoid it.
What was the name of the thing you said?
It's not safe for work Tifa Lockhart video. That's all it says.
Oh, not safe for work.
Italian.
I was gonna Google it to try to help you find it, then I was like, well, maybe I don't want to Google that. I've already got weird enough shit on my computer.
That wouldn't be the weirdest thing. Bob, you okay?
No.
Oh no.
Is this usable?
It's totally usable. It's totally fine. No one will know. No one ever gets this far in an episode. No one listens this far in.
Oh god, this is the best.
No one does. We can do whatever we want at this point. Everyone's always checked out.
Do not video search not safe for work Tifa Lockhart video. I made the mistake.
Don't look that up.
There are a lot of things I did not need to see.
That you did? Yeah, me neither.
I think Soulja Boys and OnlyFans might have been in one of those.
Yeah. Oh no. Okay. Where are you? This is.
I didn't get that cutscene in the game.
This is. I was warned about this.
Yeah. Oh man, that must be an Easter egg I didn't unlock.
Yeah, I'll bookmark these so I know to avoid them.
We're so old we might forget and look them back up again.
Bob, it's fine. It's fine. Well, it's totally good. All's
This is
good.
my favorite episode. This is my favorite that we've done in a while. I'm having Good time.
Oh god.
Who wins, Bob? Who wins?
Nobody wins. Everybody loses. This is a travesty. This is why I should not be put in charge of things.
My dogs are doing fine, though.
I'm disappointed in myself. I'm disappointed in anyone who's ever had any belief in me whatsoever.
Hey, if it makes you feel better, we all three went like 40 minutes into this, all thinking we were having a new topic, so that's not just you. We all fell prey to the old men. That sounds terrible. We all... Will, make that sound better somehow. Thank you.
Oh boy. Listen, Bob. It's just cause in our old age, our memory gets a little funny, and that's okay. That's okay.
My dogs are doing great, by the way. They're having a great time. Presley found a dead bird in a bush today, and he dragged it out and made Molly clean it up because I was down here. It's been a great day for me and the dogs.
Good, good.
Okay, I'll try and do an outro then. Okay, so I'm
Trying to think of the
wait, I didn't even look. Is it long enough? I'm sorry. Yeah, we can do an outro, right?
That's what she said.
Get me the fuck out of here! Get me out!
No, you gotta sign
That's
points.
the
You
end.
gotta sign points. Who won?
No,
You s-
Mark, you get 1,000,000 points.
Wow. Thank
And
you.
Wade, you get 1,000,000 points, and also for the dog bit, like 6 more.
I win.
Damn, I was so close. Ah.
Wait, are your dogs still good?
I don't know. I've been here talking to you guys. I've not checked on them in a while.
Ooh.
My dogs are good.
That plus 6 more?
My dogs are good.
Mark with 3 points, and his dog's doing good.
Okay, but I already won, so I had 6. I'm still 3 ahead.
Yeah, I'm not gonna dock you. You get this. All right, Mark. Sorry, Wade wins by 3 points, I guess.
Good fight. It was a good fight. Good fight.
It wasn't.
Fucking hate everything that's happened so far in this episode.
Hey, it's all right. Next episode, I'm gonna host, and we're gonna talk about getting oldest older, and we'll reference this episode where you forgot we'd already had this topic.
Is the title allowed to be the dumbest piece of shit I know? And that's right in reference to me. Is that allowed? That would be appropriate, I think.
No, but we can call it the oldest piece of shit we know, and it could be all of us.
Oldest dumb piece of shit I've ever known. Listen, you know that it turns out that we've covered all the topics I'm capable of thinking of. There's no more topics. So this might be the last time I ever host. I'm glad it went so well. We had some really great, interesting conversations. I would assume. I think I just blacked out and forgot everything that happened out of painfully just naked embarrassment. But I'm sure it was great. Wade's the
Soulja
winner.
Boy was naked, and we talked about technology.
Yeah. Good stuff. Good stuff. That's literally a combination of 2 topics we've done before. I can't tell if that's better or worse.
Better.
3 if you include the episode we didn't record.
No. We don't talk. We don't have to talk about that. That's fine. That's got deleted. So. Oh man, I'm done now. Follow the podcast. Marcus is Markiplier. Wade is Lord Minion or just Minion 777. Go find my shit. It's terrible. This hurts so much. Podcast out.
Good evening, gentle listener, and welcome to Distractable, a Will Elf production with your hosts, Bonkers Bob, Watchful Wade, and Mercurial Mark. This week, the Caddish cadre claimed the quarrel of Cupid to calm the curious heart. Yes, it's time for dating advice. Too rich for my blood these days. Please prepare thy queries and enjoy the show.
Hey everyone, podcast this is. I am Wade, hosting Distractable. Welcome to it with Mark and Bob.
Oh boy.
Actually, for the mood that I'm in, that was about right. I kind of followed you.
We were talking a little bit before I started this one about how good my intros to the podcast hosting is, and I wanted to make sure I gave this one my all. So, welcome.
Nailed it.
Well, I feel welcome. I feel welcome, and I'm sure everyone at home feels welcome.
Good. Now that you're all welcome, how you guys doing? How's life?
Oh, I'm
Bad.
good. Okay.
I'm gonna complain about a.
Ooh, kick it off, Bob.
Do it, Bob.
I honestly, I was trying to work this into a whole story. It's not that long of a story. It's just really
Fridge
sad.
got you down?
No, I ordered a laptop.
I hate those
I was
things.
gonna finally get a new laptop. I've been using the same MSI since like 2016, I think. And it was a good laptop, but it's getting old. I ordered a nice one.
Yeah.
I ordered a sweet one. It's just tasty. I paid out the nose for it. The
Okay.
MacBook Pro, i9, 8 gigs of VRAM, or whatever the new type of video RAM is.
What flavor?
Space gray flavor.
Ooh.
It's a banger of a laptop. I ordered it September 2nd. It's almost October now. And I just got a message today from Best Buy. I ordered it through Best Buy because that's where I have like a credit card with them. And they were like, we don't know if you're getting a laptop. If it doesn't come by like October 1st, we'll just issue you a refund. Sorry, bud. And I was like, what? When I ordered, first of all, it said have it by September like 17th, like the middle of the month, just a couple weeks. And I was like, man, a couple weeks? All right, well, I'll get exactly what I want. It'll be fine. Just I've been waiting for a whole month for Best Buy to just be like, actually, we never had that laptop. Here's your money back, you fucking idiot.
Well,
So that's really, I mean, that's a very first world problem. My life will go on without it. But like, I love tech, right? And so I went all out. This was going to be the most expensive, fanciest name brand laptop I've ever had. No, never mind. Happening, I guess.
just never mind. It's like you have a dream and you're just like, oh boy, I can't wait. I've been thinking about it.
Do this to me. Like if I went to a McDonald's drive-through
Yeah.
and I went to the sign and I was like, 1 Big Mac, sir, with fries and a drink. Make it nice. And then I got to the window and they were like, it's not ready. And just
Our
go.
burger machine is down for cleaning.
Here's your money back, sir. Just go ahead. Just sorry. Like what? No,
Just
fucking.
sorry.
Why did you let me order that then?
Oh god, I love that. I hate it for you, but man.
We didn't know the burger machine was not working. Sorry.
Yeah.
It's not on par with the fridge story.
Yeah, that's less rage. That's more just sad.
I get that. I ordered a car in July, and I still don't think I'm getting that.
Oh yeah, what happened? I don't know if it's like.
Oh, you don't have your car?
No, yeah, I saw you tweeting about like, oh, I don't have the car, and I was like, wasn't he supposed to pick that car up a while ago?
I gotta call them again because apparently Lexus shut down 2 plants or something, and my order got canceled. They called me about it, and I called them back whenever we had a back and forth, and they were like,
Actually, turns out your order shouldn't have been canceled at all. We're gonna put you back on the list.
I was like, all right, cool. Back in the spot I was in, right? Not to the bottom where I've got to wait another 5 or 6 months, right?
Oh my god.
And I told them I would think about it, and I haven't actually called them back. So I've got nothing in the works for a car as of right this moment. There's still nothing going on with the car.
Oh man. Well, I mean, there's only so much. You get kicked in the dick. You don't exactly want to go back for seconds. You know, it's like, man, you guys really didn't do me right last time. I'm ready to be disappointed again.
I just don't know what I want to get. I don't know what to get. Help me.
You should get a Hyundai Veloster N.
Subreddit, tell me if I should get a Hyundai Velociraptor.
It's a cool car, man. It's cool. It's a little hatchback. It's got a sporty little engine. It goes vroom vroom.
I don't like hatchbacks. They're like minivans.
Didn't you order a hatchback? What
No.
exactly car did you get?
No, it looked very similar to like the FRS that I had. It looks like that. It was like the Lexus.
Right. A
Whatever.
Veloster.
Hyundai Veloster N. It's a new spec that came out this year. It's a sporty spec. Can get a manual transmission, but you don't have to. I've been researching it. It's a cool looking car.
I don't like hatchbacks. They're like minivans.
Fine, it's not a hatchback, Wade.
Oh, I want
Just
it
a car.
I want it
It
now.
sure looks like a hatchback.
It's not a hat. It's got a long trunk.
Oh.
A long non-hatch trunk.
I'm tempted. Before, listen, we're going off on another tangent. We haven't even gotten to the tangent part. Mark, why is your day better than Bob's? Bob, 3 points for your misery.
I don't know. I woke up nice. I took a walk this morning. I don't know.
All right, Mark, 4 points for you because you're having a better day than Bob.
Everything went well. Everything I've ordered has come in a timely manner. Like, I've never been disappointed by a company because they fear my retributions. And also, I don't set myself up for disappointment.
Do you have a car?
I do have a car, yes. Actually,
Can
no,
I have
wait.
one?
Wait. My car don't work right.
Oh wait, are you having more Tesla issues?
Yeah, I am. So here's a fun one. You know how doors normally open on cars?
Yes.
Well, sure.
You pull the handle and it opens.
Oh yeah. Well, mine don't have a handle you pull anyway. There's no handle to pull. It's a button, right? And so that door don't open.
What do you mean that's all the doors? All of your doors have buttons.
Oh, no. All the other doors open. My door doesn't.
Oh, just the driver's door doesn't
Just the
open?
driver door doesn't
Oh, that's
open,
kind
so
of a pivotal door.
I know, right? It's an important
Well,
one.
thankfully, it's a cheap fix because Tesla parts are only like 15 grand a piece, right?
Oh yeah. So what happened was it ran out of battery because for some reason it didn't charge while I was away, and so I got back and the 12 volt was dead because for some reason there's still a 12 volt in a Tesla with a giant fucking battery. So that was dead, and once it dies, you kind of got to get it replaced. So I'm like, okay, I'll set up for a service, and then I had a tow truck come out, and they jumped the 12 volt, and suddenly the whole car turned on. I'm like, oh okay, all right, so it could work. It just needed to jump the 12 volt. So the rest of the car going, I'm awake, and then he didn't tow it that day because it's fine. And then I tried to open my door and it didn't open. And I was like, oh shit, so they did need a problem because they were going to tow it to a service center and get it serviced right away. So I set up an appointment to service it. And the next appointment besides the day it would have been towed is 1 month from now. That was the earliest I got a service appointment. And I was just like, how?
Who are all these people in line for cars and car fixes ahead of us? And stop
I
it.
don't know.
Probably because I don't know if this is true, but it seems from my perspective to be true. Every Tesla you've owned has had some sort of serious problem. And this isn't that big of a problem.
I've owned 2. What do you mean all of them?
Did you own another one?
Tests do you think I have?
I thought you owned 3 Teslas.
No, I've had 2 in my life.
Oh, well then your Model X has just had a lot of problems.
Oh my God, it's had so many problems. The suspension
I
is
thought those were
blown.
different cars.
No, it's the same car.
Jesus, what a shit pile.
I know. And so I was thinking okay, maybe I don't want the Model X. Maybe I'll trade up to a Model S. You know what the wait time is right now for a Model S?
I don't know, a lot.
3 to 6 months?
I get it in March.
That sounds about like some close to that time frame.
You were quite correct, Wade. I was just like, I didn't say
It's
you were
almost
wrong.
like I've been looking for a car since July! Because
Okay.
I lost mine in March of this year. this year.
March of this current last year. This Lee.
All right, enough of our pain. Mark, you get, I sort of gave you 4 points. I had a better day than Bob, but your day sounds like it also sucks, so I give myself 1 point.
What? You cannot make yourself the winner.
Well, he can.
I have a point.
He can, though, is the thing.
He cannot.
He's the judge.
I can change the rules on a whim.
No, but there's global rules that we all agreed on.
We have no power here.
You watch what you say, or else I'm going to make myself winner right now.
Wade is essentially the train man from the Matrix trilogy.
I
here.
will turn this episode around.
All right, fair
and take
enough.
you back.
All right, okay, all right.
All right, right now, Bob has 3 points. Mark has 4 points. I have 1 point. There you go.
Okay, that sounds good. I like that.
For everyone keeping track at home.
That wasn't today for Mark, and also fine. Fine.
You're having a bad day. You got to be losing right now. And technically, you're still beating me, so there you go.
Hey, he could still climb into his car from the other doors that do open. I
And
can't
I
use
do.
my laptop that doesn't exist.
Doesn't your current laptop work? It's just getting old?
It works, except if you want to open Adobe products, which is the only thing I use.
So climb into your old laptop.
Turns on and
Jesus.
plays Stardew Valley, probably, but I don't play that.
Well, you know what? I've got the topic that's going to turn all of our days around. It's going to be a good day.
Okay.
All right, okay.
Now, we all have significant others. Not everyone out there does. And I feel like that puts us in a prime position to talk about dating advice and some of our less maybe good moments of trying to ask somebody out or go on a date. I know Bob's told us stories involving this before.
Did that
But-
ever see the light of day?
I don't know.
Wait, which one?
We recorded me telling a story about dating.
Maybe
but
that hasn't seen the light of day.
I don't know if we ended up using that.
Oh no, that has not. God, we should.
Oh.
That's such a good story.
Can we just
That
edit
is.
that story into this so that we can get the new telling of it instead of me trying to retell it? I'm going to be telling you a story about young love, about a first job, about excitement over the possibility of sitting near a girl in high school, about overcomplicated plans that end hilariously and also quite terrifyingly in both failure and near-death experience, and the hard-to-explain series of decisions that led me and my high school best friend to almost kill a girl completely by accident. Where did this begin? My high school best friend, Dave, and I hanging out in his basement, doing the only thing that we did other than video games and work at our part-time jobs. No, not that.
Oh.
Which was play ping pong and lament about girls. I don't know if anyone else had this, probably not ping pong. We had a ping pong table, but that was like what the ping pong table was for. And I don't know why. And it's a very clear and strict rule that we followed. But we're playing ping pong, talking about girls. And recently, Dave had begun working at a new job at the movie theater, which is a great job. There's a lot of free movies thanks to Dave. But a lot of people go to the movie theater. And while we're playing ping pong, hanging out, he gets a text from one of his coworkers that the girl that he currently would not stop talking about, Jessica, was seeing a movie, had just walked in, gotten their tickets, and one of our creepy friends at the movie theater was like, hey, she's here. And sent him a text. and so we got this information, right?
You guys had a whole team on this.
Yeah, well, it's hard to date. Okay? You gotta have takes a lot of effort.
I'm trying to keep track of everything. There's Jessica just walked in. What is the name of this creepy friend?
Can we call him, I don't know, Kyle or something?
Sure, Kyle's about right.
All right.
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure Kyle works at the movie theater and sweeps up the popcorn after the
Yeah, you know what?
over,
That
right?
can be confirmed. Every movie theater has a Kyle, so we have decreed. So
Cool.
So it is.
Real
done.
quick though, about your ping pong table, just to relate, I didn't have a ping pong table, but I had a friend. I don't know if you guys remember. There was this channel allegedly that my friend would always turn on, and apparently it was all static, but apparently it was supposed to be a porn channel. And so my friend would turn on the staticky porn channel, and that was our cue to be like, oh, I think maybe I saw a boob. That reminds me of that was our cue to talk about girls. Was the weird staticky not real porn channel.
Wait, what did that remind this person of? Wow, a nipple. I remember my first dog. Wow.
I don't know, but he would always turn this on, and we would look for 3 seconds, maybe see something. It was like the ghost videos, man. It was we'd look and be like, is that a boob or a leg? I don't know. But Cindy was looking pretty fly the other day. I don't know. It would just lead to discussion.
Cindy.
That's concerning.
I don't want to go off into this is Bob's story. It's just that was my ping pong table. Was my friend would turn on
Ping
the
pong
staticky porn.
is wholesome and a fun time for everybody. Mark and I played a lot of ping pong in college.
Between serves, Wade, Bob would get this really sad look, like he wanted to discuss girls, and
Yeah,
he'd
you
serve
never
and
did.
he wouldn't say anything, so
God,
we did not talk.
My friend had a pull-out couch bed, and we would sit together on this pull-out couch bed, and he would turn on the staticky porn channel. It's really awkward thinking back on. That was weird.
That's not a good picture.
Did you pull out the bed for that?
Yeah, we were on the bed together.
Oh.
Because that's where I
To
would
look at
sleep. So we would hang out where I would sleep, and he'd be like, turn this on, and we'd be like, maybe there was a boob, I don't know. Maybe let's talk about stuff. We would always notoriously talk about the girls we had crushes on and
Man.
things. Anyway, Bob, go back to your. I wanted to relate to your ping pong table.
Okay, so we get the text from Kyle, movie theater, creepy guy. Says, not only is Jessica my friend's love interest seeing a movie, she's seeing a movie with a friend who is the girl that I myself at that point in time would not shut up about. It's perfect, right?
What's your love interest name in this?
Melissa.
Yeah, what's the name? Melissa, okay.
Jessica and Melissa.
My best friend's love interest is at the movies with her best friend, my love interest. It's a love quadrangle. How do you say that word? Quadrangle. Quadrangle?
I think it's just a square.
It's parallelogram. Could be anything.
Could be. You're right.
Trapezoid.
Square is a parallelogram, but a parallelogram. Ain't that the truth?
You and your friend do sound like squares in this. Go ahead.
Yeah. Anyway, we've got all the information now. The plan is obvious, right? Do you not see how this has to play out? Clearly, what we had to do was, step one, gather a posse, obviously.
Yep.
So we gathered the boys, if you will, our other friends.
So gang hit. Got it.
Yep. We had to rush to the grocery store to pick up some flowers and chocolates. We head to the theater to stake out the car and then ambush them with love and appreciation as they exit the theater to get into their vehicle and drive back home.
Meanwhile, hey Jessica, you wanna go see a movie today? Yeah, Melissa, that sounds great. I can't wait. I just want to get away, just enjoy a movie, maybe go hang out afterward.
Just the two of us, just casual, no drama, nothing. I had no idea.
I'm imagining this went well, but again, I don't want to get ahead
Yeah, well,
of myself.
you don't know which part resulted in attempted murder, so so don't draw any assumptions.
Beat them with the flowers. Accept my love.
This brings us to Act 2, obviously, preparation. Now it's time to take action. There's a time clock on this. We know which movie they're seeing, when it was, how long the movie is. Our posse of friends that we gathered are Stevens. One named Steven with a V, one named Steven with a PH. So there's 4 of us. We pile into my friend Dave's Honda Civic, and this next part plays out like an action movie. This is why the posse needs to be here, right? You gotta keep the car running, you gotta have logistics, you gotta have people in charge. So Dave and I are in the front seat. Stevens are in the back seat, and we're like driving, totally following the speed limit, totally being safe. We're driving to the grocery store, and the Stevens are in the back. One of them we call Steven, and one of them is Steve, which helps differentiate, but also is sort of indicative of their personality. Steve is the gossip. Steve is the one like texting updates with Kyle, like, did they leave early? No? Okay. Like keeping the subjects in sight, keeping our intel fresh. Steven is the one staring at his watch on the minute, every minute is like, 28 minutes. 28 minutes from right now, we need to be in that parking lot. That'll give us, 15 minutes to find the car, find a spot, get a good angle, and he's sitting there just staring at his watch, just waiting. So we get to the grocery store, we run into the store, we've never bought this stuff before. Neither of us realized until we got inside, we're losers, right? We haven't really, dated people to this point. Never bought flowers for someone or chocolate. Never gone to the part of the store that's set up for desperate losers trying to impress a girl sort of area. Don't know where that is.
So she bought chocolates, flowers, and a 50-pack of condoms, I'm guessing.
Magnum XLs, baby.
Standard. Yes, absolutely.
Extra small Magnums. I wonder if anyone's ever creepily stalked or planned an ambush for me anywhere close to what you guys did for this group.
How many ambushes have you avoided? Narrowly.
How many people's elaborate posse murder love plans have I just barely dodged? Probably 0.
And finally, after running around the store, looking like weirdos, we're fully loaded, chocolates, flowers, extra small condoms, ready to go. The movie theater is not super far away, but we're back in the car, and it's like, all right, 8 minutes to the theater, and we're about 5 minutes away. Everything's on time. Steven is happy. Steve is updating us. They're still in the movie. Everything is fine. Kyle has not seen them go to the bathroom. He is watching them like a hawk.
I don't know if I'd be honored someone liked me that much, or if I'd be really weirded out or creeped out. I don't know how I'd feel.
Well, you don't need to worry about it because no one's that obsessed with you. Continue, Bob.
I could answer for you definitively, Wade. It's creepy. But anyway.
It is creepy.
We're very responsibly and safely driving to the movie theater. We get there, right? Okay, so Act 3, the payoff, the action. We're here.
Yeah.
This is going to sound worse than it is. Dave happens to know which car is theirs. He knows
that doesn't sound too bad.
which car his beloved Jessica drives. And
his beloved. Yeah,
that sounds worse than knowing what car they drive.
Go ahead. His beloved Jen.
And so we're scouting, we find the car, we circle around, we find an angle where we can park the Stevens so they can kind of see the action, because they've been with us this far. You don't want to leave the Stevens parked off in the corner somewhere like a-holes.
No. Yeah, no.
You want them to be able to witness
your greatness,
the great success that is about to happen, all this effort that we've put into coordinating this massive effort. So yeah, we get everything situated. We're sitting in the car. It's like a perfect TV show thing where it's from our car, it's sort of through one row. There's a perfect little window between the parked cars and a light. Literally, it's nighttime. It's like a weekend evening. In the dark night, their car, an orange car, by the way, has a beacon on it, at this bright focal point. But basically, we get the Stevens all set up. And then at some point, Dave and I are like, okay, well, we don't want to just be sitting here. If they come out earlier than we think or something, or maybe we have the timing off, we don't want to get out of our car and run at them. That's terrifying. Someone jumps out of a vehicle and charges you in the parking lot. That's like a kidnapper or something, right? That's bad. So we're we'll casually, with our huge bouquets of flowers and oversized boxes of chocolate, get out of our car and sort of skulk, I guess is the word I would use to describe it. Sort of pick a spot where they can't see us because it's a surprise, obviously. They can't see us coming out of the theater. We're hidden. Turns out that light bleeds a lot. It shows a lot of area. So I think we were like, oh, we'll pick a discreet spot. It'll be fine. Luckily, the car that the girls are driving is this big truck sort of thing, like an SUV. It's tall. It hides us pretty well. I think if a family that was going to see a Pixar movie drove past this location in the parking lot that night, they would have looked off to the side and seen me. I was as big as I am now then. A huge 6'4" big dude with his very short friend standing in the middle of a parking lot with like some stuff, like obviously holding something, I guess flowers maybe. But like, if you drive by that, how bad does that look?
Yeah, if I drove by that, I would think there was some shenanigans afoot and we'd go to a different theater.
Looking back on this though, right? And I don't feel good about this choice specifically. Of all the choices we made, this choice to lay in wait for what was essentially, I guess, our prey, to jump out at two unsuspecting people, it's a questionable
No, this
plan.
could only lead to true love.
Yeah, well, maybe it did. Maybe one of these girls is actually Mandy.
Oh,
look. So we're standing here. It was probably like maybe 10 minutes, which is a long time to lurk in a parking lot. But we're standing there and it feels like forever, right? It's the combination of feeling kind of uneasy about where we are, the choices we've made, how this looks, but also we're about to ask a girl on a date, which is terrifying. Like, it's, as for high school me, I had never really done that, not successfully done that, and it was like, it was a lot. And we're standing there like, you know, hearts aflutter, murder muscles really getting warmed up. So we're waiting forever.
Yeah.
And finally, peeking through the, you know, you can sort of look through the windows of a car, we're peeking around the edges, lurking, if you will. Finally, they round the corner from the front of the movie theater. I will say this is the back parking lot of the movie theater, not the front one where like everyone goes. This is like the cool back one. There's less foot traffic, less witnesses. So they're coming, they're making their way to the back parking lot. You know, we sort of huddle. We're like, they're coming. Oh my God. Oh my God. And we're looking at each other, and Dave and I collectively, we have this conversation that's like, don't jump out too early. Don't give them any warning. Make sure they're nice and close so they can't run, you know? Make sure that they get close enough. And we're like, yeah, that's the plan. That's the plan. Obviously, all of this is obvious. And finally, they get close enough. Jessica's digging for her car keys. They sort of finally arrived at the car, and we're like, yes. And we take our big step out from behind the car, presenting the flowers so proudly. And I think everyone knows what their reaction is.
Oh, you shouldn't have.
Sure. Well, then maybe that came later. Their initial reaction is actual terror. Like, actually, maybe we're here to grab them and run away or something, or take their purse and punch them in the face. Yeah. They look terrified, which is not surprising from this perspective. Dave and I are taken aback by their terrified look, and we're like, no, wait a minute, this is a perfect plan. This isn't scary, this is charming. We're expressing how much we care about them. They should be blown away with love and entrancement. Is that a word?
Yeah,
entrapment?
Sure. Oh,
sure.
Yeah, entrapment. I think you're getting there.
Yeah. Well, so they look scared. Dave and I look at each other and realize, like, oh, you know what? Maybe there were some flaws. But we're here. We've done it. It's a surprise. Everything will be fine. But at this point, like, Melissa's kind of, like, scared but realized that it's us and it's probably fine. Jessica doesn't look scared anymore, but she looks like she's having trouble. Like, she looks like she might faint or collapse. And unbeknownst to us, despite the amount of love in his heart for this person, Dave had no idea, and I had no idea because I didn't know her very well. Jessica has a serious heart condition. She's a I don't know what the medical condition is, but she has a serious heart health condition, and extreme surprises are bad for her and may cause her heart to stop beating. So anything that's terrifically shocking, jarring, terrifying is potentially deadly to this person.
Okay.
And so we didn't know that. And we don't know how to help. So she just sort of begins having cardiac distress and having trouble staying conscious. And she's the only one who knows at this point she needs to reach into her bag and get a bottle of medicine to take one of the pills that she has with her in case this comes up. But like, and I don't know, I imagine her friend who was with her probably had some clue since they're best friends maybe. But like, Dave and I are just standing there staring at this girl dying in front of us. I'm not really sure. And our, you know, nerves and excitement about asking these girls to go on a date turned suddenly to like actual terror on our parts. We don't know what happened, but apparently we scared the person to death. that wasn't. So I've been selling it. Listen, I've been setting it up like, oh, it's a joke. We're gonna kill this girl or whatever. We didn't mean to kill anyone.
Jesus Christ.
Believe it or not, based on the plan that we hatched and the decisions we made to execute that plan, our ultimate goal was not to kill this person. It was to secure a date or maybe a double date.
I feel like I'm watching a fucking true crime episode.
Yeah,
like, this
God.
is like the killer explaining how they got started.
No, I see the detective piecing all the evidence together. And they lurked. No, they skulked outside by the car with flowers for their grave.
We didn't mean to kill anybody, but we found we had a real taste for it.
So this is happening. She reaches into her bag. Somebody has a bottle of water, takes medicine. After maybe a solid 5 to 7 minutes of like terror and staring and waiting by me and Dave, everyone is fine. Jessica's fine. Melissa is pretty pissed off. She's fine. And so, like, everyone's fine. There's 4 of us standing there in the middle of this parking lot. By the way, the Stevens must have had a hell of a show. I'm a little surprised they didn't come running out of the car, trying to figure out, or like hop in the front seat and drive away. I don't know what the Stevens were doing.
They were coming up with their alibi as
Yeah.
they were like, okay, they kidnapped us too.
Nobody saw us at the grocery store with them. Maybe we were at home. Maybe we were in my basement.
They knew about the heart condition the whole time. They wanted this to happen.
Yeah, I don't know, but they must have had a hell of a show. So the 4 of us are standing there. So everything's fine. Everyone's alive. At this point, Dave and I are like, okay, everyone's good. Let's do what we came here for.
The mood is set.
Everything has gone according to the plan. It's time to ask these girls on a date. I will say, I will release a little more context at this point. My friend Dave and his interest, Jessica, have some history at this point. They have not dated, but I think she is aware that he likes her, and he thinks that maybe she likes him back. Between me and Melissa, it's a much more unspoken amount of interest. Utterly unspoken.
How much
you could
unspoken?
say.
How many
I
words?
know her and have seen her at like parties or at, in band practice. I've seen her interact with other people. I may have talked to her directly once prior to this interaction. So mine was a real shot in the dark. Mine was like, you seem cool, you seem awesome, I like you, maybe you like me. But Dave's is like a real, I think this has a shot. I'm gonna ask this girl out, finally. So everyone's alive, everyone calms down a little bit. Dave looks into Jessica's eyes and is like, hey, we've been hanging out a lot. I think you're really cool. We have a really good time together. I know this didn't go. I was hoping this would be more surprising and romantic and not like death-defying and terrifying. But like, look, I wanted to ask you on a date. Like, I got you these flowers and these chocolates. You can have those. That's just a gift. I just wanted to ask you if maybe we could go out and have dinner. Like, really nice. David is a sweet guy. He asked her out. Super nice. And she takes the flowers and sort of looks down, and very thoughtfully, she's like, you know what? I do have fun with you, but I think we're just friends, Like the classic letdown, and it's a big bummer. But that was always an option, and she was super nice about it. And so that all plays out, and now it's my turn. And so this has all happened, and I look directly at Melissa, and I'm like, I hold out the flowers and the chocolate silently, and I look at her, and I'm like, you date? And she doesn't take the flowers or the chocolate. She doesn't say anything. She locks eye contact with me, slowly shakes her head no, and then just proceeds to get her friend into the car so they can leave.
Okay, all right, great.
So not equivalent responses, but not equivalent, pretext between the 2 interactions. I don't think Melissa's treatment of me was particularly unfair. Could have been nicer.
Yeah, given the situation, I think she was definitely overreacting to everything.
Yeah,
that
I
went
don't
down.
blame her for, maybe being a little taken aback and angry at me directly about what had happened just then. But
it's not like she was the one who was dying on the ground.
She was fine.
Yeah, she was
fine the whole time.
And the one who was dying sent the other person into the friend zone. You're not even in the friend zone, which is better?
Yeah.
Good?
It's good.
He's like, you circle back.
Yeah.
Give it another shot.
Yeah.
It's not too late.
We can plan it out.
Anyway, 2 shots fired, no dates acquired.
Okay.
Chocolate.
But does that qualify as attempted murder? Who could say?
Anyway, dating. It's a scary thing putting yourself out there and, you know, risking rejection and all that jazz. But the three of us have conquered that mountain.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I know we have our own failures in that department that we can share from, pull from, and we have our own successes. So wherever you guys want to go with it, that is our topic.
Just dating.
Just dating.
Oh man.
So I told that one story. I've dated 2 people in my life, and one of them I'm currently married to. I don't exactly have like a dearth of dating stories.
Well, no, but you know, at some point you had to like get up the courage to talk to somebody, or they had to get up the courage to talk to you, or you had an arranged marriage, or you had arranged dating.
I kind of got, this is not dating, but it's relationship. I got a relationship story.
There we go.
It's kind of funny, but it gives me mixed feelings because I guess I'll tell the story and you can judge that. But remember when we used to give stories titles?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, what's the title of your story, Bob?
This story is entitled, Oh Wow, Really?
Oh wow, really? Mark, what's the title of your thing? You will say.
Yeah, you're ready, right, Mark?
Yeah, I'm ready. hang on.
Waiting with bated breath.
God.
That's gonna be a whole story. It could literally just be like something that went right or wrong or whatever. What are you gonna say?
No.
You think on that, Bob. I guess you get to go now.
All right. So yeah, just some context to this. So I'm married to my wife.
That's good.
Like you are. And before we got married, I had to ask her if she wanted to do that. But before the proposal, I was like, I want to do this right. I'm nervous about this, and I want to make sure everyone is on board and happy. My parents were cool. I think they were probably a little surprised I had convinced someone to maybe marry me. I don't know. I probably told them, and they were like, I think she's going to say yes. Maybe just leave things the way they are. Don't mess with it, you know? It seems like it's going all right. But yeah, I was like, I'm going to ask. I'm going to talk to Mandy's dad and just like talk to him and let him know and, you know, ask for his blessing, right? Like both of our families are pretty modern, and that's not really like, he wouldn't have been offended, I don't think, if we just showed up and was like, we're engaged. He would have been like, wow, awesome, cool. But I just wanted to, I don't know, felt like I wanted to do the steps that I had always heard people talk about to do it right and be all chivalrous. And so, yeah, we were hanging out. I think it was Christmas. I think it was Christmas Day, and we were hanging out with Mandy's family, spending Christmas, spending the holiday. And I remember the scene. He was like asleep on the couch in the front room, right? It had been a full day, and we had a nice holiday dinner, and everyone was sort of chilling out. And he was like laying on the couch in front room asleep. And I was like, this is my time. He's separate. I've been waiting. You know, I didn't have a specific idea of like, how am I going to get him alone? Because I don't want to talk about this in front of Mandy and everyone. And he was on his own in the front room, and I was like, I'm going to go out there, just initiate a quiet conversation, just have a talk. And I did. And I woke him up, and Mandy's dad is very approachable and very good. Like, he's just a good person to talk to. He's always got insightful things to contribute. No matter what the conversation, he probably knows something about it. He's like one of those people where he's always down to talk, and he's always interesting to talk to. So it's really easy to start this conversation. And I sort of steered it down the path of, you know, I love your daughter. At that point, we'd been together for 3 years, and I was like, it's been a while, it's going well. We've moved in together over this last year, and it's going really well. And I built this up, you know, really selling him hard on it. And I got to the moment, and I was like, and, you know, I just wanted to ask, I guess, how you feel if I told you I want to ask Mandy to marry me. And I felt like I'd painted this picture, right? And I was, at this point, I knew her family pretty well. We had spent holidays together because we lived in the same city, so we could just drive over on the weekend and hang out and do whatever. It was fun. We knew each other, and I had been around for a few years, so it had been a while. And I looked him right in the face, and I said that, and I just remember, like, I expected him to either be like, yes, awesome, or to be like, you know what? Let me talk to you. And maybe he had a concern, or maybe he was just going to tell me to be a good husband or whatever. Give me some kind of, you know, speech. I didn't know. I knew them well enough to feel like I think he's going to be happy about this because they know me and it's cool. We're having a good time.
Yeah. He
looked right in my face very calmly after this nice conversation we had. And he was like, oh, really? Yeah. And it wasn't like that was not a response I had contemplated. I didn't know what to make of it. We continued talking, obviously. He didn't do that and then like walk away. But he said that, and I was like, oh yeah, is that wrong? is that bad? I do this wrong? And I guess where he was coming from is he hadn't even really thought about it. He had no concerns. He was totally happy. Ultimately, he was like, you seem good. We know you. I feel like that does not concern me in the least. But he hadn't considered that we might be getting married. I don't know why. I guess he just wasn't imagining his daughter getting married. She was still, I mean, she's still his baby girl, right? You never really grow out of that with your parents. But for like 10 seconds when he reacted like that, my whole brain was just like, oh, fuck, I guess this is over. I should probably pack my stuff up and get out of here. Like, that's not a good response. But yeah, he was somehow totally shocked by that. No idea why. But it worked out great, and I'm still married, and you should just do that, kids. My dating advice would be do what I did. All that stuff I said.
I have a title. I have one.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
I have a title.
Bob, 5 more points, Bob.
I have a title. The title of my dating story is Left or Right.
Okay.
Okay.
That's it. That's it. Do I get to go? Do I get to tell my story now?
I guess so. Yeah, that's the way this works.
I would like to know which one it is. Go for it.
All right. So the reason it's called Left or Right is because when I was in high school, I was absolutely terrible at dating, and not even dating as in like dating around. At literally the act of taking a human being on a date, I was terrible at that because I didn't understand what the concept was or like what you do or anything. It's not like I wasn't aware of the concept of dating, but I could not wrap my head around the idea of taking another human being to a place to hang out with them. So what I would do, and this is probably the reason why my high school girlfriend just eventually got really tired of me, is just because I would just go on drives. And the way we do this, and Wade, you know what this is in reference to, when you're coming out of Milford and you're about to get on 275, you can either take the right and go that way on 275, or you can go left and go that way on 275.
They've changed it since. But
yeah,
yes,
now it's both
continues to be
rights.
that way.
But back then it was like a right and a left.
Back then, yeah, left to go south and right to go north. Yeah.
Legitimately, the way that I would I'd be like, hey, your name, we want to go hang out, and be like, yeah, and I'd pick them up and get in my car and we'd drive out that way and be like, all right, we'll go right or left. You go left or right off of down 275. And it's not like I was going anywhere. I didn't have any place to be. I had no plans, no nothing. It wasn't going to a restaurant. The concept of going to a restaurant didn't even occur to me. It was like, I just want to drive and hang out because like I just got my license, you know, or I had it for like a year, and I'm like, yeah, freedom of driving. For me, driving was like the best thing. So I literally asked them, just like, hey, you want to go left or right? And after the first few times, you know, she humored me. I was like, left or right, it's fun, right? And then literally we just drive around the 275 loop and talk. And just that was my experience with dating. I did not take someone out to a restaurant to eat until I started dating in college.
Wow.
I legitimately was incapable of doing anything.
You just drove the loop?
Yes.
That's a bold move.
You want to go out? Yeah. All right, we're staying out. We'll never go in again.
No, exactly. Because the concept of like hanging out is like, oh yeah, we go over to your parents' house or my parents' house, we just hang out there. But if it was going out, I just couldn't fucking do it. Like left or right. Like I had some money, I could have taken them out to a restaurant, but I was physically incapable. So it always just came up with a conversation. It's like, yeah, left or right? Yeah, left. Today's a left kind of day. All right.
You should have just, you got there, whatever choice they did, you just be like,
yeah,
good, that's the right choice.
Yes, exactly according to my plans.
That's interesting. I don't feel like that's a bad thing.
Yeah.
That was like your only move maybe was a little limiting, but like I did not do that in the dating context, but I did that with buddies. We would absolutely, once one of us had a car and could drive, we would absolutely be like, yo dude, it's Friday night, like what are we gonna do? Like, I don't know, I don't really want to. Oh, you just want to go like drive around? Like we would always head down to OSU campus, I guess. And we didn't ever do anything or get into anything. I'm sure we could have gotten into a party or whatever, tried to like get into trouble. We just like drove around and like looked at stuff and, you know, hung out and drove around, and it was the freedom. Totally get that. I feel like that's the thing a lot of people would identify with.
Yeah.
My friend kidnapped me and drove me around the loop. I think I've told that story, haven't I?
Oh yeah, you did.
So that was fun. But that driving can be, you know, actually Molly and I like going on drives sometimes. We'll just go out and just drive around for a bit. Not necessarily like a super long one, but
why do you think it didn't occur to you to like take one of your dates to a restaurant or something, were you like morally opposed to it, or were you literally just like unaware of that was the thing you should do?
I don't know. Never even occurred as a possibility.
That's kind of funny.
Have you never seen a movie where people go on a date?
No. I cannot explain this. I was very socially inept in a lot of ways. Like, it's fine when I was hanging out with friends and stuff, but when it came down to dating, like, I didn't understand what you were supposed to do. Like, it was just like, oh, girl, oh, I like hanging out with you, you're cute, and I like looking at you, but it's just like, other than that, I had no capability. Zero. Absolutely none.
I hope that's what the conversation was like when you were driving around. Hey, girl, I like looking at you. You're cute.
I like looking at you. You're pretty.
Just for hours stuck on the highway.
High school Mark hanging out with his friends, like, that's cool, that's really cool. And a girl walks up and he's like, hey, you ain't gonna drive around in my car. I wanna hang out with you. Like, all the guys are like, Mark, are you okay? Yeah, I always talk like this.
I know these guys are great and all, but I'll take you left or right. We can go either direction.
Be cool, guys.
Yeah, no, legitimately. I wish that I could say like I had any kind of ineptitude, but aptitude, and not ineptitude. I was apt.
You don't wish you had ineptitude?
I don't.
He wishes he was apt.
I wish I was apt.
Huh.
I had aptitude.
That's very magnanimous of you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. How many points do I give for my story?
Oh, man. Let's see. I gave Bob 5.
Let me guess. Mark gets more arbitrarily.
I'll give you... I'll give you 2, Mark.
Oh.
One for left, one for right.
That's fair. Oh, man.
You know what? During that, Mark, your talks about young dating and asking girls out and stuff, I actually thought of some good, positive, constructive dating advice that I have to offer our gentle listeners.
All right.
Okay, I can't wait.
So I was in marching band the last 2 years of high school, and for freshman and sophomore year, I was a football player, and I basically had like no friends in that time. I hated the guys on the football team. I was part of the team, so they weren't like, they didn't like beat me up or anything, but they were assholes, right? They were not good friends. I didn't like them. They clearly didn't like me. So I was kind of a loner. And then when I stopped playing football, I hurt my shoulder and decided to stop playing football and switch to band. Some of the people in band, it was kind of cliquey, but like I had an actual friend group in band. I had a group of guys and girls who were all just cool. We would hang out, and it was weird. And I didn't know one thing had never learned about school growing up, at least in America and where I grew up. School dances, right? I had never really been into that much. I'd kind of done school dances, but like, I don't know. But once I was in this friend group in band, the whole group would always get geared up, right? You make a plan. You get a big reservation at some restaurant or something where you can all go together. And it's like a whole phenomenon of like go to dance and it's all a big thing. And you can go stag, you can go without a date. But most of my friends were always dating someone. And so I always also wanted to go with a date. And a lot of the time, I'm a timid person. Once I get to know someone, I can have a conversation, and I'm much more outgoing now than I used to be when I was a kid. Never talked to anybody unless I had to. But so asking a girl out, even just to a dance, which is sort of lower pressure than like a date where it's just the two of you, because a dance is kind of like a social gathering where there's lots of people, you know what's going to happen. It still was something it was really intimidating and was scary. But I decided my senior year, I'd warmed up a little bit, and I think it was senior year. I don't know, one of the years. I was like, I'm going to ask this girl who I think is kind of cute, and I don't really know that well, but I would like to go to the dance with her. I would like to take her to dinner and go to the dance. And I was like, and I have the perfect plan. The band directors like me because I'm a good musician, and I'm pretty mediumly responsible, at least when it comes to marching band. I was a good kid. And I was like, I will ask them if at the end of a band practice after school one day, I can stand up on the podium in front of the entire band before they're dismissed. And in this beautiful romantic gesture, I will ask this girl, who I have no barometer on if she likes me or would be at all interested in doing this, if she wants to go to the dance with me. It will be this grand gesture. It is terrifying. Like, even right up to the moment I did it, I was like, every time I think about doing this, it makes me want to puke. This is terrifying, but I'm gonna do it. God damn it. I want to do the thing that people do in like TV shows and stuff. And I did. I got up there and I was like, I gave a little speech and I was like, the dance is coming up and I just have one question. Will you go to the dance with me? You know, and everyone's kind of like, whoa, woo, woo, kid stuff. And she said yes. And I was like, wow, awesome. Thank God. You could have said no. That would have been crushing for me. That would have been just so embarrassing. And we went to the dance and we went to dinner at a restaurant and she did not sit next to me. She sat next to another boy who she was apparently very interested in, and who was apparently, I think, maybe planning on asking her, or they were going to be dating or something like that. Like they were like practically dating, and I just inserted myself. It turns out she couldn't say no because I asked her in front of 250 other people. I had thought this was such a clever romantic plan. I was like, it'll be great. She'll be like, whoa, wow, that's awesome. I'll just hang out with this dude. No, I pressured this girl into agreeing to something that she had no interest in doing, which is fine. She doesn't have to like me and want to go out with me. But then I still think it was a little hurtful and rude that she essentially ditched me. She ditched me before we hung out at all. I like picked her up, we went to the restaurant. Didn't really talk to me at the restaurant, and then I never saw her again in the rest of my life.
Was she like moved? Like she just, I have to leave. I have to.
I don't know. I know she still exists.
She grew a mustache, changed her name.
We were Facebook friends. I know she didn't like die tragically or something. She disappeared at the dance, and I don't know what happened. But my advice would be, don't fucking do that, idiots.
That's good.
Like,
you don't really think about that though. Whenever you're like asking somebody else, you don't think about like their perspective on it. You're like, oh man, I want to do that. Like you said, your mind, it was, this will be this awesome romantic gesture. It's gonna be awesome. That's gonna be really tough for me to do this, but like, you know, maybe she'll say yes, maybe she'll say no, who knows, but I'm gonna try it. Like, you don't think about the pressure that puts on somebody, like, I guess, unless you've lived it.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with romantic gestures either. If you want to do something ridiculous and, you know, very grand, and that's fine, but pay attention to the context. Because if I had done that in front of her house, or I don't know, somewhere where it's basically just the two of us, or maybe us and a couple of her friends or something, and it's not in front of all of the people that both of us are friends with in the entire school, because it's all of the marching band, and that makes, you know, that's like our entire friends group. She felt so bad because she just wanted to be like, oh, no thanks, that's very sweet, but that she couldn't crush my entire soul in front of several hundred people. So just think about the context. Guys, it's okay to be romantic, and you'll probably have some, if you do that, you probably still get some no's, and that's very sad. But that's okay. It's cute. It's adorable. It's a thing that kids do, right?
But I feel like romance is intended between people that kind of know each other already. I feel like it's one of those things where you really gotta know what the answer is gonna be. And I know that there's no guarantees in life or anything like that, but I mean, I mean, obviously, definitely don't do these big sweeping romantic gestures in front of everybody. But I feel like it applies double for people that you aren't sure are going to say yes. You know what I mean?
I mean, well, but so if you're basically like a stranger to this person, like you have a crush and they don't really know anything about you because you've never interacted, yeah, that's kind of awkward. But like, I knew this person. I was in marching band. She was also in marching band. We had been around each other. Our friends groups kind of overlapped. So I didn't know if she would say yes or no for sure. But I like had talked to her. I thought, oh, she's fun. We have a good time talking. You know, my impression was she didn't leave me mid-conversation, so she must have at least kind of enjoyed talking to me those few times. But like, I didn't know she was going to say yes or anything. I feel like it's fair if you do it in the right context to just be like, hey, I think you're awesome. We kind of know each other. Do you want to go out? But the other thing with that for kids is, as an adult, not that I've dated as an adult, but like, I feel like if you approach someone and you're like, hey, it's me. You kind of know me. I kind of know you. You want to like get coffee. The context of that is like, do you want to get to know each other more? You don't necessarily dive right into, do you want to go to the most romantic restaurant in the city and then get a hotel downtown afterwards and see what happens? Like, you know, there's levels to it. And if you're going for coffee, you don't have to know if they like you or not. You're inviting them to be like, hey, do you want to talk to me? And I want to talk to you. Like, maybe we'll like each other. But in high school, there's not really such thing as that. Like, you're dating or you're not dating. And I feel like no matter what you're doing, if you're dating, it's got all this stigma to it. I don't know. It means something. It means you're kissing.
It means you're kissing. I don't know. The whole concept of dating just seems so, like, I haven't dated in a while, but even like when I did, the whole concept of dating just like irks me. I don't like it. I don't feel comfortable with it. It's like, hello, person that I'm trying to get to know. Yeah, I swear I'm not just trying to have sex with you. I swear. I don't know. It's like,
that's a good lead off.
But kind of like in the same vein, like, I'm not good at making friends either. And I think it's kind of like a spiritual successor of.
Oh, it's the same idea.
It's the same concept. Yeah. Like, how do you go
You're essentially trying to make a really good friend.
Yeah, how do you go up to a human and be like, hey, hey, you seem cool, I think. Let's go. There's no Tinder for friends, right? And it's like,
Friender. Let's make
the only
it.
reason that, Bob, you and I are friends is because we were assigned to be roommates, and we just so happen to get along. That's random. And it's just like you're forced to associate, so it's like you might as well get to know this person that you're in a room with for a long time. But how do you make I don't even know. This is why people like become an adult and they run out of friends, because they move away, and high school is just a situation where you're forced to interact with people, and yet there are no situations where you're forced to interact with people. Like, I'm trying to learn Korean, so I want to meet Korean friends. How the fuck do I do that? How do I do it?
I've got an idea. Let's start an app. We'll call it Friender. Or, you know how there's preschool? What if we have post-school for people just to go and have apple juice and, relearn the alphabet or something?
Man,
to make
you're describing like a nursing home.
Well, a nursing home, but you don't have to be knocking on death's door to go.
I mean, there does kind of need to be a thing. But when I was in college, too, I didn't make friends in college besides Bob, really. And it's just because, like, it's not the same. You're in the same place with these other people, but you're not forced to interact. You don't have a locker next to someone. You're just like, hey, how's it going?
Yeah.
There's no group activities in college. I hated all the people I was in group activities with or, like, assigned to do group work with.
No, dude, you know what? I will say, I made friends in college. As far as I'm remembering, except for like you, Mark, all the friends I made in college were people who were in music school, because the music school was like a high school for people who were too old to go to high school. It was like this. I don't know if you remember what your experience was, but I went to the University of Cincinnati. They have the College Conservatory of Music. It's a very good music school in general.
Yeah, it is.
But it's like a little high school. It's very like cliquey and I don't know, weird. Like there's some it's kind of one of those things where it becomes its own little microcosm. And I made friends through that because we were essentially forced to interact, like you were saying. I didn't like another person that I met in any of my regular classes at college or anything else that I did. As far as I'm remembering, I did group projects with people. I was in a degree program once I switched out of music that was not that big. I think there were 20 of us that graduated my year with my degree. We all kind of knew each other. Didn't care for any of them.
Yeah.
Didn't like those people.
Oh my God.
Didn't stay friends for 5 minutes once I was done doing whatever I did to graduate.
Yeah. God, you know what the tragedy is? All the people that I liked in my program dropped out. And I'm guessing, like me included, I ended up dropping out. But I was going to finish. But everyone else, like, I didn't really like. I don't get it. No.
I don't know. I think that's possibly $1 million app idea right there.
Yeah, definitely.
Grinder, no, not Grinder. Tinder.
Friender.
But for friendship. I mean, it could be Grinder for friendship. That seems like a non-important specificity that it's for gay friendships. But
Is it one of those things where no matter what, those apps are going to be used for fucking people? Because it's going to boil down to that, right?
Probably, definitely.
It just boils down to it, because there's no way that you could be like, I want to make a friend. Do you specify gender? Is it like anything like that? Do you get like, who do you meet up with? Like, creeps are going to find people and be like, hey, I want to be friends with you. You know, it's like always a risk when you're going out to meet humans, because humans are sometimes terrible. Ugh.
Do creeps always only have deep voices?
yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, not me though. Not me though. It's like a square is a rectangle, but a rectangle's not a square. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Hello, everybody.
Anyway, making friends is I think I have made one, I guess two, it's a couple of people who are like new friends that I have hung out with socially since I can remember. I don't know, man. It feels like it's been a long time.
Yeah, this is just turning into a really sad thing, because I don't remember the last time that I made a friend.
Forget dating. We can't even make friends.
I know. Well, no.
I'm sure listeners out there all you struggle. This isn't just us, right? This is normal people issues, right? Right, guys?
Yeah.
It's
Come
tough to do a lot
on.
of I feel like for dating and friendship both, high school and like whenever you're around a lot of people a lot, it's a lot easier to have interaction that's, I wouldn't say forced interaction, but like it kind of is forced interaction where it's like, well, at least you're all already there kind of next to each other. Whereas as an adult, it's like without an app, how do you legitimately meet people to make either friends with or to possibly date without it being like I'm physically attracted to you, let me go talk to you, or hey, you laugh at sport thing, I want to laugh at sport thing, let me just go talk to you out of the blue.
Yeah, this is what blows my mind about Evan, because Evan, here's an example about how, you guys know Evan, right?
Yeah, he works.
Yeah.
He works for Mark.
Yeah. So basically, Evan is the most friendable person I've ever met. He once, like last time I was out in Austin filming Heist, he stayed at an Airbnb there in the basement of this dude's house, and he made friends with his Airbnb guy. He talked with him and then hung out with him and then kept up with him to the point where when we filmed Space, he brought him over to hang out because like, oh shit, I know this guy in Austin. Like, how do you do that? How do you physically do that?
He made friends with all of our bus drivers when we were doing the tour.
Every one of them.
Every one of them.
I couldn't believe
He
it.
had nicknames for everyone too.
He would always make like venue friends and stuff too.
Yeah.
Because on the tour we're in like a different place every day.
Yeah.
And I would always inevitably I'd be coming in from the bus or something and he'd be in the loading dock with like a dude in a high visibility vest, just like, oh hey, this is like Charles. We're just hanging out. What the fuck? How do you?
Yeah,
do you know
I
him?
don't
Like,
get
no,
that,
we
'cause-
just met. We're just buddies now.
Because I can do the thing where I can talk to anybody. Like, I get that. It's not really hard for me to carry a conversation with someone. But the desire to, like, continue that, and I get that, there are other people out there that I could probably be very good friends with and stuff like that. But just, like, the desire to continue those conversations beyond the point where we're talking. Like, I don't think we text really all that much to catch up. And I don't text with my friends at all. And, like, I don't catch up with people. So I can't even imagine catching up with someone I don't know. Like, how do you do it?
Yeah. I don't know, man.
We should take like a week off and just have Evan host and tell the entire world his secret.
I mean, I
Evan
think
would have so many stories. You just sit Evan down and be like, all right, Long Beach, California, Evan.
Yeah.
There's your prompt. And he would just be like,
which year? Which month?
how do I even pick?
He's like, yeah, I know everyone in Long Beach.
I was down in Long Beach picking up some stuff a couple weeks ago, and I was like on the corner, and this dude came up, and we talked for 4 hours.
I know.
And I'm gonna be the
That
best
is
man at his
not
wedding.
an exaggeration. Like, this is legitimately how Evan operates.
No,
I wouldn't even be surprised, really. If Evan said that, I'd be like,
Yeah.
sure.
He's just that type of guy.
Ah, Evan.
I'm looking up an article of 13 best apps for making new friends. There's Meetup. There's Bumble BFF. Ooh! Bumble, the dating app, has made a BFF for searching for platonic yet meaningful relationships with others. Oh! Well, that's nice!
There you go. That is nice.
Well, see, that was $1 million idea. It's just someone already did
We
it.
could do it better with Friender.
Oh, there's an app called Atleto, which is like for finding training buddies for gyms or like sport buddies or stuff like that. That's cool. That's nice.
I've even got the tagline: Friender for when you hardly even know her.
There's
That sounds so fucking bad. It sounded like the tagline of an app for creepy dudes who were like, I saw this girl.
There's already an app called Friender. I hate to say it. It's on this list. Yeah.
Wow. Wade, that's already an app, actually.
Oh.
You're just recycling more content. That was actually the premise of a 1996 Ewan McGregor movie as well. The movie was actually called Friendster. That's different, technically, but you're just stealing that movie, Wade. Let's be honest.
Okay, what about like instead of eHarmony, we have like ePlatonic-y? No, it doesn't have a help.
It's called Meet My Dog. If you're a dog lover, surely have a good time. Oh man, there's also one called Peanut, which is specifically for moms who feel isolated and want to connect to other moms, which connects women across fertility and motherhood, and that's interesting.
Oh.
I feel like that's kind of like
That seems
echoing
important.
something that happens usually like back in the day, I guess, when stay-at-home moms. Not that it doesn't happen now, but like neighborhood moms would get together and they would talk. But if I recall, it's another one of those things where it's like forced arrangements, and maybe you don't really like everyone there, and I don't know.
That makes me remember my relationships, the ones I've had. I think I've only legitimately asked like one person out. I mean, technically I asked Molly out, but Molly definitely instigated us talking. In high school, the first girl I ended up dating, my buddy wanted to date, and then she ended up like sitting with me and kind of like implying like, and then we dated for like 2 months. Another girl, people were like, aren't you even dating yet? Actually, 2 in a row, people were like, aren't you even dating yet? We're like, yeah. And then we were like, we want to date? Yeah, sure. And it was like after the peer pressure. I think my ex from college is the only one that I instigated talking to and asked out without there being like some kind of social pressure to do it, or without them instigating. It was like I said, Molly kind of did with us.
No, I suck too. Maybe it's us. Maybe we're the problem in terms of meeting people and making friends.
I'm always kind of afraid of that we're going to have these conversations.
Yeah.
Because we used to do this when we would stream too, which we should do again, by the way. That was fun. But we used to have these talks where we're like talking about personal stuff and like, like, oh, so hard to make friends. Like, how do you meet? And I'm always afraid that the listener or the audience or whoever is just sitting there like, holy fuck, these guys are sociopaths. Oh my god, I can't listen to this anymore. I'm out of here. Those are bad people. Yikes.
Me, episode about dating advice. Actual effect, we lose our audience and our significant others are like, you guys are kind of losers. We listen to your podcast and we decide we want to leave too. Families delete our number like, Mom, I'm not your mother.
I've really been testing that with Mandy lately. She listened to the Shit My Pants episode.
What did she think of that?
So I guess that's a good sign.
I'm going to go upstairs. Even my dogs aren't going to look at me.
The shattered remnants of Ginger laying on the ground avert their gaze. If you don't know that reference, then you didn't listen to the episode, did you? Yeah, take that. Anyway, I don't think anyone should probably listen to any dating or friendship advice we have to offer. We're bad people.
Yeah.
Let's crash this plane into a mountain and get out of here, boys.
I mean, honestly, when it comes down to it, what I'm starting to realize, like, yeah, it's me. I don't have any desire to go and talk to people. Like, I don't, that is entirely a fault of mine. But also, I'm assuming that any random person that I go up and talk to probably doesn't want to talk to me either. But what it's probably a situation is where they're like, man, I wish someone would talk to me. And a person like Evan comes up and be like, hey, you're cool. Hey, like, just the way Evan talks to people probably makes him feel great. And just like, hey, I'm appreciated. This is great.
Evan should write a book.
He should, about all the people he's met.
Yeah, it's our idea, though, so we should all get royalties from it. But Evan, write a book.
That's why we don't have friends.
Oh, damn it.
Wow.
What if we just monetized a little bit?
What if I just wrote the book and then I had Evan edit it so that it was in his voice? Then, like, I did the work, so that would make sense, right? So I would get the money.
Or Evan can write the book, but we will read it online and take credit for the words.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
All right. I see what you're getting at. Yeah.
Evan, buddy, we want to monetize you. That's why you're our friend. Oh God, what happened to me?
I'm officially off board with this idea.
No.
Wade is on his own once more.
What happens? Heavy is the head that wears the crown, and I've been the judge one too many times.
Any other dating advice?
Not from us. We should not give any.
Nah, it's we're cool, man. It's just a bit, right? We're cool.
Are we cool?
Yeah.
I don't think we're cool, man.
Yeah, that's why I say it so much. We're cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Probably not.
Come on, man. No,
I don't think so.
Mark, an extra 3 points for your brutal, sad honesty.
Thank
there.
you.
Hey.
Bob, you get 7 points for some of the stuff you said in the middle. Mark, you also get 7 points for some of the stuff you said in the middle.
Okay.
Hang on. I've got my spreadsheet here. I've got my Excel file ready to do some math. Mark wins by 2 points.
Oh.
I feel cheated.
You probably should, because I'm surprised. But that 3-pointer I gave in the middle, I guess, the extra 3 points there really
You can't
made a
argue
difference.
with the man. You can't argue. It's just how it is.
I feel like everything's stacked against me. Feels unfair.
Hey, maybe you can match my losing streak.
No.
Well, that's dating, everyone, and friendship. If you're listening, then just know there's probably better advice out there than what we offered you. Thank you, Mark, and thank you, Bob, for reminding us of how sad and awful we are.
Thank you. I feel like we really made people feel good out there, us included.
That's what comedy does.
Yeah.
That's the podcast, everyone. Download all of our episodes on every podcast app and listen to them all day, every day. Thank you to our sponsors and to Wood Elf. Thank you, Mark, Bob. Thank you most of all to me for being a great judge. We'll see you all next week for, I guess, whatever Mark wants to talk about.
All right, sounds good.
Podcast out.
Good evening, gentle listener. You are now listening to Distractable, a Wood Elf production, with your hosts, Mark, Bob, and Wade. Today, they were discussing long, luscious locks and Frankensteinian building blocks. You know, growing organs and the like. Please still your mind and enjoy the show.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Distractable Podcast. Here we discuss anything that interests us and compete to see who can bring the most captivating stories to the table. I'm here with my two friends, Mark and Bob today. How you guys doing?
I'm the second one of those.
I'm the former.
Alphabetically, you'd be reversed, but I wanted to mix it up.
Spicy.
Thanks, man.
I got a fun one today, guys, and I'm going to be inserting myself into the conversation as well, so it's not going to be just you two. I'm competing with you as the judge.
Wow.
She's patently unfair.
Yeah. Can you be the winner? Can you declare yourself the winner?
Well, I can't be the... Well, it depends on what you mean by winner. because you know what today's subject is?
What?
We're going to talk about different ways to remove unwanted hair. And you know what? I don't really have that problem. So I either already win or else I already lose.
I know that you have hair in places
Yeah,
that
you
you don't
have
want. You can't, don't, just because you don't have hair in places you might want it.
Yeah, but you guys have more you could remove in theory, I guess. Maybe. Well, maybe not.
Well, no, actually, I'm Korean. I have very little hair. Is the thing.
Oh, that's right. All of yours is like edited in Photoshop or something.
Yeah, man.
when Mark gets ready to do a shirtless video, he just takes a glue stick and some craft hair and is like, "Come on, man."
Did I say ways to remove unwanted hair? Today's episode is ways to add wanted hair.
Can we get like add or remove or transplant or just shift around?
You know
on
what?
The body?
Ways to hair. Sure.
Ways to change the amount of hair in places on you.
Whatever you want to do with hair, we will talk about it today.
Yeah, but why? Why would you want to remove hair? Hair is beautiful.
Well, maybe you have a severe hair phobia, but you just really want to, so you give them a heads up. But they got to get rid of that stuff. Or other reasons. Maybe you're a swimmer.
I think that's one of those sentences that's just going to be one long bleep.
I should have thought of that one first.
I just love the shift of gears. You can hear the clutch grinding. Or you're a swimmer. Yeah.
Or what if you're a grocery clerk and the motion of reaching back and forth to swipe all the groceries really agitates the hair in your armpit?
What if you're a nudist, but you have so much hair you're not actually nude, so they don't let you in?
Oh yeah, like Bigfoot.
All the other nudists judge you for being only quasi-nudist.
Where's your
we
dick?
can't see your penis. You better share.
Where is it? Get it out here!
Can't even see into your crack when you bend over. It's shrouded in hairy mystery.
Your ass is still in the 70s. It's time to catch up.
Oh man.
Okay, well, that seems like a totally normal topic to talk about between friends.
Yeah, sure. Do we still come up with a title? Do you want to be captivated with like?
You know what? I'm the judge. You guys come up with a title for at least your first part, and then whichever one of your titles I like best, you get to go first. Then from there, we'll just keep that order as we go through these more and more ideas.
All right. I don't have a banger title for this, but I really like this idea. I'm hot on an idea right now, and I think I'm gonna call it the dip.
Ah, God damn it! You asshole!
Your idea was called the dip?
Mine was called Dip It and Rip It.
No, we just have like the exact. There's no way we had the same idea. There's
Wait,
no
no.
way.
Did yours involve like a big vat of like gooey, like what is the silly putty style stuff? Was that?
Yeah.
You know what? You guys get to tell this together.
All right, Mark, we're doing this idea together. This is a cooperative idea.
You each get 250 points for dip.
God damn it. We really went to the exact. All right, well, we'll see if we went to the exact same place. I guess,
okay. All right.
Where does yours start?
You got a 50, like you got like a 500-gallon drum. It's like a swimming pool, but cylindrical.
Like a dunk tank.
It's a dunk tank, yeah, exactly. What was yours?
Well, specifically, no, not sponsored or anything, but I was thinking that product, Nair, is where you apply it and then you wipe it away and all the hair comes off by some sort of magical power.
Yeah, yeah.
You get like a huge like dunk tank full of Nair.
Okay. That's interesting because mine was actually more like, silly putty when you put it on like a newspaper and it'll lift off like the newspaper ink, or you like stick it in your vents of your air vents.
Do you mean like wax?
No, like a very kind of like a very stickier version of the silly putty, because I was just thinking like you put it in the bottom of a cup holder or like in your car's air vents, and it'll like lift off any of the detritus. So you just make a super sticky version. You just slowly, like in Who Framed Roger Rabbit, like when they dipped cartoons in, and it would like sizzle and burn as you go down, and you go, ah! The hair would just like you pull out really quick, so So you got like loops under your armpits, and then once you're down, it just rips really hard, and either your arms tear off or all of your hair does.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. Is what that sounds like is a really elaborate way to tear a person in half.
Or
if you're dipping
get rid of their hair.
The amount of suction and force from that much of something that's that thick and sticky, I'm pretty sure you're just ripping some arms off.
If the arms are hairy, though, it still technically would qualify.
That's true. That's true.
Your nair dunking. Are they like, is someone with like a ball hitting a target and they fall all the way in, like completely?
Well, so have you guys ever used Nair? Because I do have to explain a little bit about why. There are some downsides to mine.
No, I'm still at the point in life where I cherish what I've got left everywhere.
It's sort of like a thick, it's not really as thick as wax. It's sort of like a thick, like putty sort of thing. It's pretty thick, and you sort of spread it on and then wipe it off, but you have to wipe pretty aggressively. The way that Nair removes hair is that it burns chemically.
Oh, God.
But only a little, right? So it doesn't burn your skin chemically, but it burns your hairs chemically. And that's why when you put it on and then just wipe it off with the towel, the hair comes right off because it's been like dissolved or you know, destroyed. So the thing about Nair is it's kind of dangerous. You got to kind of watch the timer. You can't just like put some on and let it sit, and the longer it sits, the less hair you have, or something. It'll just start burning. It's not good.
Oh my God.
So the dipping in a vat of Nair is sort of like a race car pit stop sort of scenario. You get set up.
You have a team of people that wipe you down.
Yeah, well, you can't leave it on there, right? So you get set up, you get the loops under your arms and whatever. You get your thong on, so you get maximum exposure. You really want to seal that thong, unless you're trying to get rid of every hair, I guess. But I'm feeling like you don't want your sensitive areas to be subjected to this, and you don't want your face to go in because you don't want it inside you either. It's terrible.
Right. Okay, so in this hypothetical pit stop, how does the team know what you're getting? Because I'm assuming it's at the same speed as a pit stop. Are you like shouting it ahead of your order? Like, do they radio it in?
Well, so the pit stop starts when the timer's done, right? So everyone's like ready and prepared. They dip you in very gently, and they suspend you in the Nair for like a timed period. There's a big timer, and you're like everyone's counting down as the timer nears zero. All the pit stop guys get their towels out and like take their positions. As soon as that bad boy hits zero, huge buzzer, you're yoinked out of the Nair like elastic band style. You flopped over. Actually, you're probably suspended still because I got to wipe 360 on you. Suspended over, you know, whatever, a tarp, and the whole team of people just starts fiercely just scrubbing off this caustic chemical, because if it stays on there for any longer, you're looking at serious, you know, skin damage, blistering, burns.
I linked a picture of some dude who had Nair burns.
Oh,
yeah, I see. Those don't look pleasant.
That's a very unpleasant.
I imagine to add to this, in order to qualify what is getting wiped off or removed or what coverage you want, I imagine you could do like a drive-through style for this, where you go through, you place your order, and then they give you like the appropriate outfit to cover the spots or no spots, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, right, like a template.
Yeah.
So that it's like masking tape, but for your body.
Yeah.
It'd be like a spray-on thing,
reverse
like masking
clothes.
liquid spray-on.
It's just a shirt with your tits open and hanging out and your crotch completely exposed. It's reverse clothes. And you're like, hit me!
Some guy comes in and he's like, all right, this process seems really convenient, and I'm tired of shaving this area. What can you do for armpits? It's just like an elaborate system of masking and spraying and latex and suspending in the correct orientation just to get some armpit exposure.
Yeah. Well, I feel like this definitely does the removal, but I don't feel like it does the transplanting or the saving of good hair. It's very much like a blanket sweep solution to a problem that should be like targeted. Because I feel like even on your body, maybe you have one hair that you like, but the hair next to it you don't like. So how do you get this specificity down? Right.
So you want like hair conservationism?
Kinda, yeah.
You don't want to be chopping down perfectly healthy hairs, but if you need an area to not have hair for like a strip mall or something, you want to transplant those bad boys.
Yeah. And maybe even like you could run a shop where you save hair from people that don't want it and then give it to other people. You know, like they do with lipo, they suck it out of people that don't want the fat and then they push it right into the people that do want the fat.
Oh, no. I'm just envisioning like a back room, like a garage that has like hydroponic grow lights in it and a bunch of just little patches of like curly squiggly hairs. And you just walk around and they all have labels. This is a Wall Street businessman, and these are some choice hairs off of his lower back and butt cheeks.
You have like a hair laundering business, so like the auditor comes in, has to go through all the hairs you have to make sure they're all clean.
Someone comes in for a beard and they get a stray blonde pube on their face, and they're like, "What the hell is this?"
Listen, we had an intern. Something got sorted incorrectly. I know. We can fix that. We can fix that.
The guy in an alley comes up in a trench coat, opens it. You want Russian? You want Mexican pube? I've got it all here. Quality Colombian grundle. It's beautiful. Look at the luscious curls.
It looks like he's a flasher, but actually he's just advertising all the different hairs he has on.
It's on his body. He's like,
God.
I keep it alive like this. Fresh.
Mobile hair garden. So listen. So I haven't like experienced hair loss yet. I might starting to thin out a little bit on me, but I don't know. We'll see if I get there. So maybe I don't appreciate this. If there was a technology that existed that was just a bed of micro needles where they could lay it on part of you and either inject hair with follicles or remove hair with follicles or whatever, but it's literally like a huge array of tiny little needles, like thousands of needles per whatever square foot. Is that worth it?
I mean,
is that really worth it? I don't know if it is for me.
Would it be extremely painful, or would they knock you out? Like, I mean, I don't know.
I mean, they're not putting you under general anesthesia.
I mean, maybe. Probably not. But like, if I go in, like, I would love to have my hair back. But if I go in and they're holding a butcher knife and there's another dude like with his thumb up and he's like, "Dude, can't wait to change scalps with you, dude." And they're just gonna cut off my entire scalp and swap it, I'd be like, maybe not worth it. But like, if it wasn't gonna be that painful, like, sure.
If there's some other dude that's that cheerful about it, then maybe it's not such a bad idea. Dude, can't wait. Your dome looks dope as hell. Like, also, Bob, is your idea that it's all these needles hitting you at the same time? Like it's a million needles,
it's just
and
like,
they're just ka-chunk, like a stapler into your head.
Yeah, well, it's efficient, right? So you line it all up, and then you just hit the button, and it's just like,
oh my Jesus.
And it just happens.
Good God.
The needles just all go in and out. They do their thing.
Well, the way I think is like it's not like a tattoo where you know it's a needle, but they do it a little bit at a time. It's just it's all at once.
So it's like the temporary tattoos that you get off of like kids, like fruit roll-ups and stuff, or fruit by the foot. You'd like put it on, you'd peel it off, like add a little bit of water, it would stick. Except for this is actual just millions of needles in that tiny little space that makes it permanent.
Well, okay, we can take Mark's alternative. So you don't like my original idea. What if it's like a tattoo gun and it's one hair at a time?
Is that so bad? I've never had a tattoo before, but
that's kind of like what they do for follicle replacement, though, isn't it?
I would assume. I don't actually know.
In all honesty, I went in years ago to talk to like the people that worked at like Bosley and stuff, and there were like two alternatives they offered at the time. There was one where they like take a strip of skin and hair from like your, I think it was like your lower back of your head. Maybe it was like from other parts of your body.
Cool.
But it was like a strip with a skin. It sounded like there was still skin on it. And then they just like put it on your, I don't know how the hell it worked. It sounded awful and barbaric. And the other one was like individual follicle replacement, where they would go, seemed like into the back of your head where like your hair's at some of its thickest, and they'd remove follicles that had multiple hairs like in each follicle, and they would move those around to where it was needed.
Wait, I was looking up like new technology for hair restoration, and look at this sick ass hat.
What is this? I love the glowing golf ball inside. What is that?
The system provides max results.
So it's like some kind of laser, right? So it's a hat with lasers.
That looks like a stock image they didn't even cut the words out of, and then they were just like, make his hair red and put this on top.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I know that like everything today, for some reason, I don't understand this. There's some things like laser hair removal, I get it, but how can you also have lasers remove hair and also add hair? Because that's what this is suggesting. It's like a hat of lasers that blast your head with lasers, and then also you could get them removed with lasers.
Different kinds of lasers? Duh.
Here's an article I just read. Soon there will be unlimited hair. That's just the title. Soon there will be unlimited hair. And I don't know if that's a good thing.
Just picture Palpatine with like a really nice like comb over. Unlimited hair.
Unlimited. Out of his fingers shoot strands of hair like
like wrapping around like Luke, like no.
That actually sounds really cool though. Wait, it's kind of funny, but it's also kind of cool. New uses of stem cells and 3D printing could make baldness obsolete for the wealthy.
I like the for the wealthy in parentheses, yeah.
Well, everything can be anything for the wealthy. I think that's pretty much true at this point.
Okay, so what is this article? I wasn't actually reading it. All the parts of the body to create in a lab? What?
They grow ears on mice and stuff, right? They're working on organs.
Yeah, but I mean, did someone just accidentally make hair? Have you ever heard of like the teratoma? The teratoma?
You know, I hadn't until you said it the third time.
You guys know what the teratoma is?
No, not enough that I would venture to describe it.
Teratoma is fucking terrifying. Okay, so this is a picture of a teratoma.
What the hell is that?
Not pictures. Why would you send pictures?
Oh, what is that?
Yeah, that's a good one, right? It's a teratoma. It's a teratoma.
Is that teeth or marshmallows?
Okay. Those are teeth. Yeah, I know, right?
Oh, okay. God.
I'm actually going to delete that one.
Please do. I'm secretly trying to eat lunch in the background, and I don't think I can do it anymore.
So a teratoma is a tumor that can occur in the body. It's pretty rare, but basically it grows random parts of the body inside of whole parts, whereas some tumors are just like masses of cells. This one actually is starting to make parts of the body, so that's why there can be teeth in it, there can be hair, ears, there can be an eye in it. You know, there could be anything in your human body in terms of an organ in this tumor, because it just starts randomly growing full organs.
It just came up with another way to generate new hair for human transplant.
Does it have to do with the teratoma?
Yeah, you just need to come up with a method by which you can instigate teratoma creation. So inside your person who wants more hair, you inject them with something that causes a teratoma to form.
We'll call it the T virus.
What if it gets a voice box that talks to you and it's like,
please don't remove me.
God. If it talks, that's a different issue. But you just keep doing it, and you keep harvesting the teratomas, and you just take, you know, hopefully you get some hair in some of them, and keep accumulating hair out of hairatomas. You could call it the hairotoma.
If at first you don't succeed, just keep growing them.
God, it's like a loot box. You're like, I hope this one's got hair. Teeth again. Oh, damn it.
They said for the wealthy, it adds up.
Or if you're really desperate, you do a bunch at once. How many teratomas can you have in a body and still be alive?
I mean, they're extra organs. Honestly, you'll probably be healthier than ever.
Even more alive. I got 2.5 hearts. I got some extra livers around. Man, I can drink whatever I want.
So you're saying if you do like a 10-fold summon, you get your 11th one free?
Yeah, man.
That's great.
That's probably definitely how teratomas work.
Yeah, I mean, in more realistic terms, or probably horribly unrealistic terms, maybe this actually is a way for like future organs to be grown, controlled tumors that just in your body grows the extra organ. You wouldn't even need a transplant. You just grow it where your kidney is. It would squoosh out the bad kidney, you know, and then the new kidney would be there. You know what I mean? Maybe this is actually
that sounds like a thing that would exist in like some kind of weird sci-fi surrealist thing where it's like a vending machine. You start feeling kind of sick, you check your bioscanner, and it's like, oh, heart failure.
Diagnosis: heart failure.
You go up to the Toma vending machine, and you're like, heartatoma, that's the one. C3 heartatoma.
What if the vending machines are just criminals who have done really bad things, and so like the worst of the worst criminals are forced to become these human vending machines that grow your parts for you?
Jesus Christ.
God.
Like the sequel to Human Centipede, Human Teratoma Machine.
I don't think you understand what teratomas are, but I appreciate that concept.
No, you just take it. You like
I think that's just
Kalima,
regular
whatever part
organs
you need.
in regular.
no, man.
Just as a form of punishment, you harvest their organs, but also teratomas.
Yeah, no. See, the thing about the teratoma is like if they grow it in their body, it's their heart. Like you want to grow it in your body.
Until you take it.
Yeah, then it's still a transplant, and you have to have matching things, proteins or antibodies. I don't know how it works, but you can't just accept a transplant from any other human. There's a bunch of shit that has to work.
No, Wade's got this.
Well, eventually there'll be enough criminals where you'll match with someone, like, you know, maybe it's a sibling or something.
Just on the off chance that this criminal matches with some people in need of organ transplants, like grow the maximum number of organs inside this sack.
My name's Billy.
You're a sack now. You should have grown more hearts.
You shouldn't have smoked all that super weed. You're not a person anymore.
I like this idea.
There's probably like some sci-fi thriller about this, or there's like a desperate author listening to this podcast, like furiously writing out.
Teratoma. I feel like that's giving our terrible off-the-cuff idea a lot of credit, but I'll take it.
Talk about crime deterrence, though. Like, hell, I would never do anything wrong. Not that I do anyway. But.
Well, okay. Imagine like if you're growing a lot of organs, you're going to get a lot of food. You know, you're going to eat. They're going to feed you good. They're going to feed you good food. You're just going to be like staying, you know, relatively docile, like your 16 hearts. Maybe you can run real fast.
Eventually you'll accumulate so much extra muscle mass, you'll be so bulky they can't even keep you there.
Crime is deterred so much by this that you have to like be paid in order to violate the laws to become a teratoma vending machine so your family can eat.
Dude, actually, that might not be crazy in the future. Imagine there's a world where I think we've had the hypothetical, like if you could pee for someone else, like if you could take someone's pee and pee for them and your job was just to pee for people that didn't have time to take bathroom breaks or take dumps for people, like it's kind of the same concept. I will grow your heart. It's like a surrogate mother. I will grow your organ. I will do all the work to grow it. I will eat right, take my vitamins, whatever. I'll deal with the pain or the side effects, and then at the end of it, you take my heart out and put it in you. Is that so unrealistic?
I feel like that, in my head, goes directly to some sort of weird dystopian future where the super rich have, like, herds of humans that they've paid to live on their human ranch to grow all these extra organs for them and their family. Just like every rich guy has, like, 9 other people who are all organ farms, and they just pay them like minimum wage and give them food and housing. The people's existence is to be safe and not get hurt and be healthy.
This sounds like 10 years from now. Is that why they haven't raised the minimum wage? They're already planning it. The coup is coming.
Yeah, I mean, maybe. Dude, what, like, okay, but imagine, like, you get paid minimum wage, but per organ, right? So you just take on 10 organs. You're making good money. You're making real good money.
No way it would be that fair. That somehow the rich people who were paying these organ growing humans would find a way to make it a tipped profession. I mean, you don't even get minimum wage. You get $1.16 an hour, and you better make sure the doctors tip you when you go and see them.
You screamed a lot during the heart extraction, so I'm not even going to leave a tip.
You grow on Uber organ?
You only get tips when your organs get used.
Do door lungs.
Door lungs. Oh, I love whenever volunteers come to my house and deliver organs in a bag and ring my doorbell. At least the bag's stapled so you know they didn't get their hands on it.
It's got a sticker on it that says COVID free.
It just says, "Aren't you glad you stayed in?"
Like all those commercials where people are just eating food, is just people holding up organs dripping with blood and stuff, just dancing as ridiculously as before. Dorlung. Only the choicest organs on Dorlung.
Oh my god.
Well, I guess we could do the same with hair, right? You could have the different kinds of hair delivered.
Yeah, hair. Right, hair.
We got a little distracted there. I'm the judge. You're supposed to laugh. You both lose 200 points.
I don't care.
Good.
It's not worth it.
In fact, I'm giving myself 400 points for you not laughing.
Good, excellent.
Anyway, hair. So, like, without growing it, we haven't talked about synthetic hair, right?
That's true.
Because we've been on the biological tangent. Like, there's plenty of really realistic, like, wigs and stuff like that you can make, but why don't you just sew that directly into the scalp, Westworld style, and you just, like, build out your hair? What's the difference?
I mean, honestly,
then
you
it's consistent.
You could use that to augment yourself. If you're adding synthetic pieces, what if there's implants in the scalp transplant that you get? So you get hair plus you have 5G.
You have like little fishing reel things, like in your, like really small ones in your head, so you can change the length of your synthetic hair, so you can grow it out, shrink it back up.
You could hire thousands of tiny little microscopic fishermen to adjust them for you. A bunch of guys run out like, no, you need to go over the back, go over the back. It's not automated or anything. It's fishing reels. This is the future.
I couldn't think of the name of the system.
Yeah. What do the tiny people get paid to do that?
No. I think you're dead on, man. I think you've predicted the future with 100% accuracy as far as I'm concerned.
What I think is going to happen in a few years, because all trends, they move in waves. So, like, pubes were not cool now, and then they were cool, like, before. I believe they're going to come back, but with the advance of technology, they're going to come back in, like, three-dimensional geometric, like, shapes, like hedge trimming, but with
like topiaries, pubiaries.
Like, it's gonna be it's gonna be pubiaries.
Pubiaries.
Yeah, I think it's just gonna elevate it to an art form, and then they'll be like, you're still with like the square pubiary. You gotta go with the pyramidal. It's all about the pyramid.
I want a giraffe pubiary. Actually, use the shaft itself in the design. It's very elaborate. Tape in there.
So you're gonna have like neighborhood competitions where people come out to look at like the different designs that you've gotten.
Yeah.
In the suburbs, they have yard competitions. Who has the nicest garden? In the city, it's an apartment building where it's just an apartment hallway. Everyone's standing in front of their own door, showing their newest, sexiest.
They're just laying on the ground, like on the welcome mat. Their pants at their ankles. Someone's walking around like with a notepad. Mrs. Johnson, same design as last year. You're gonna lose points for that.
Families come walking through, and then mom's like, "Get in front of that one. Take a picture with the dog."
I don't know how accurate this is, but have you guys ever seen like Spartacus or like any like Roman show, stuff like this?
I mean, sure.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah. So in there, whenever they made a statue of like some famous gladiator or something, they had like a bust of their head and shoulders, and then it was like a square solid block all the way down to the floor, except they also had their cock and balls rendered perfectly in marble. So it was like, it's like head and then dick. And I don't know how accurate this is, but literally that is one element from those shows that always stuck with me. Let me see if I can find
I was gonna say, I don't remember seeing a bust that's just like on a nice little pedestal with a dick and balls.
Well, I mean, the only reason I bring this up is because it's not too crazy to think about these competitions where like a bunch of rich assholes in a museum, like, and there's a bunch of lined up men and women with various pubiaries, like of all types of designs. They're like, oh, interesting. Oh, look at that dog. That's so cute. Let me see if I can find this thing.
I have never seen this
What
before.
the hell? No. No.
I told you, man.
That's like a Photoshop.
I have
There's
never
no
seen
way.
that before. So everyone listening, this might be on the website, but literally it's a head and shoulder bust and then a full cylinder of nothing except for a little like 3D carve out of a dick.
Okay, I'm digging through Reddit posts right now. This is apparently not a bust, nor is it technically a statue. This is called a herm. H-E-R-M.
A herm.
They were originally sacred objects in classical Greece, depicting the god Hermes. They were only of Hermes. I guess that's why they're called a herm. This is the equivalent of like having a cross up in your kitchen or something modernly. I don't know. But from the late 400s onward, the style came to be used for other subjects, and like many forms of Greek sculpture, was copied by the Romans. The genitals were not intended to be part of the depiction, but were a remnant of the original herm.
That's a Disney castle tower penis.
For classical Greeks, the penis was part of the herm's religious significance.
Of course it was.
Okay, so what I'm getting here is Hermes had magic junk, and everybody in Greece was really hype about Hermes' junk.
Why did we never start rumors like that about our own? Can you imagine?
We could start it right now. I mean, mean, yes, we
Sure,
have
sure.
magic junk.
I may not be able to get a perm, but I did go down and I got a herm done today, boys.
You get your herm done. What if like a gravestone, you know, grandpa died and you go
Oh
over
my
to the field
God.
like, "Look, it looks so peaceful. Put a flower by his balls.
That would be such a banger of a will, though. So you get your final like arrangements in order, and you don't explain it or talk to anyone. You have like totally normal sounding stuff, but also mixed in there somewhere. You're like, also, I'd like my gravestone to be a herm. Make sure you get that taken.
Don't even tell them. You just tell them you have to go through this one company.
Yeah, no explanation. So like your family, your children are grieving, and they're like, oh, we gotta take care of Dad's funeral. Like, and you're looking down on them, obviously, from heaven, because you were a good person, and you would never do something like this to your family. and they're like, and he wants a herm. Oh, you guys know what a herm is? No. Well, let's just look it up online. And then the last page of your will is a series of 3D wireframes of your junk that you very carefully hadn't made. So like they learn what a herm is, and they're like, no, Dad, no, what? And then they turn again. They're like, maybe it's a joke, maybe. And then they find your junk on the last page, and they're like, no, Dad, God, send this to the herb maker.
There's like a thumb drive, and then like they boot it up. It's a spinning 3D file, like a light scan of your dick and balls.
It's like one of those 90s like screensavers who junk bounces around the screen. Their kids are staring at it in horror, and then the tip just goes right into the corner, and one of them's like, yeah, wait. sorry. That's cool, but boy, that's not the time.
Yeah.
Grandma's like,
Oh, that was when he was at his prime. Oh, that must have been 1983. I can tell by this.
never mind.
God, do you think teratomas would work if you wanted like extra dicks?
Why not?
You hire someone to grow like 13 more dicks. You don't put 13 dicks. You just like chain them up like dick to dick.
Just to maximize the
And
length.
you've got the human centidick.
What if the kind of teratoma that you grow in your body is like somehow genetic or something, or like it's unique? And so like you become known, like someone's like, oh, I grow hearts, and then another guy's like, yeah, I grow right lung teratomas, and there's just a guy's like, yeah, I grow dick teratomas. They're not big, but there's a lot of them. You put them end to end if you're really worried about it.
Dick teratoma guy walks in. They're like, oh, time to leave. There's a sit at a table by himself.
He sits down next to the anus teratoma guy, and anus guy's like, what's up, you old bag of dicks? And they're like, yeah, nobody likes us.
Boob face sits down. I grow boobs only on my face.
I grow not teratomas. They're external. They're boobs on my face. Like, man, I don't think you're a teratoma guy at all. I don't think you know what teratomas are.
What are you doing at our club? What's Tinhead guy doing at the Teratoma Club?
Teratoma Club. It's like a classy, snooty, Blazers only supper club for teratoma growers. It's a weird future that we're gonna live in, guys. I'm excited for it.
I think it'd be hard to look snooty when your blazer is like bulging out because of all the ultra organs underneath your coat.
I think I need a herm for my house. It's to really scare and confuse guests.
Well, if you do the teratoma thing, you could maybe get a herm, but instead of it just being the dick, it's whatever organs you actually grow in you.
Could be. Yeah.
Would it still be a herm in that case?
I mean, we could call it that.
Oh, but I did not know we'd go down the line of growing organs from other people's bodies.
Go beyond just the problem presented. We solved that problem in the beginning.
I honestly thought this through a little bit, and I saw some different roads we might go down. This was not one of the ones I projected. I'm happy about that.
People got the education that they needed in terms of hair removal and hair restoration. We have solved.
Yeah, I mean, you guys' solutions were a lot more clever than mine. I was just gonna have two dudes super glue like their chests and then like hug, and then have like cars or trains rip them apart to rip the hair out. But you guys had more clever solutions than that.
What the fuck?
Something fast or do the quick rip. It's like how whenever someone's like losing a tooth, you tie a string to the tooth, tie a string to the door, and you slam the door shut. It's kind of like that, but for hair.
I just want to circle back to herms for a second. Apparently they are named.
Okay.
So a herm of Athena is called a hermathena. So there's like Hermericles, which is Heracles. There's Hermaphroditus, which is Aphrodite. I want a Hermiskerm, Hermarkiplier, and Herminion 7. Herminion Space 7, to be specifically honest.
All our new merch. The first merch of the podcast will be Herms of Us, little tiny Herm.
Oh my God! Goodbye, sets of Herms. Oh my God!
God, if we could, can we make a Herm shirt where it's just like dick and balls at the bottom center? Oh my God!
It's just a tan shirt with a shadow dawn.
God.
That would be the best piece of merch I've ever seen on the internet. Oh my God.
For the people that understand
It would have to, so it would have to be squared, right? So it'd be a tan rectangle with like black sides.
Oh,
so you
yeah.
can put your hands behind your back and really just become a Herm.
Yeah,
Can the back of it just say "Got Herm" or something like that? Just since the back doesn't matter.
The back has like a big like quote bubble that just says "You got Herm." So once you get people, they look at you for a second and they're like, what the what? You just jump and turn around and point at your back with your thumbs and be like, "Ha ha!"
Like, oh damn it! I thought it was just a lewd shirt. Now I know. Oh, I fell for it again.
Oh, this one's weird.
The one on the right, it kind of looks like a little face down there. Like he just got a second face. He's just like, oh.
Like Squidward if he like had sunken in cheeks.
Yeah, fear death.
Is that Davy Jones?
Tell him that Jack Sparrow that you'll fail death.
You just have Davy Jones down in your crotch. Every time you go to use a urinal, you walk into a public bathroom, you like find your spot, you're like zip, just from down there, and you're like, shut up! God damn it! Like, God, I hate this.
I didn't know Davy Jones was Canadian.
Why did my terracotta have to have terracotta? Is that the
Yeah.
Why did mine have to have the voice box and the dick in the same one?
Ugh. God.
What was these things? Terracoma?
Teratoma.
Teratomas?
We talked about this 5 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Ah, God.
Right.
So hair.
Hair, yeah. Well, we removed it, we added it, we grew new hair, synthetically fishing poles.
What are some unorthodox uses for hair that is removed?
Fishing net, rug.
You could sprinkle it on your bed like rose petals before an evening, a romantic evening.
Yeah, get some red hair for that.
Okay.
Exfoliating.
Wait.
Oh yeah, hair soap. Just homemade soap with hair fibers as exfoliating.
Fiber supplement. You put that in some water, like Metamucil, it's like Haramucil, and you plug it down. Probably keep you very regular.
You could probably use it as glass fibers when you're pouring epoxies or whatever. You can make like a hair fiber.
That'd be perfect.
Epoxy,
insulation in your home.
Yeah. Put it like flex tape and just use it as an extra seal on cracks.
A whole carpet instead of buying carpet, you just have it made out of excess hair.
You burn it for heat in the winter.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Sprinkle it on your dog's bed to show him who's boss.
Water supplement for swimming pools.
Yeah.
If you have one of those cats that doesn't have hair, you could use it for cat warmth, kind of a nest situation.
That was good. You guys were quick on that. 1,000 points each.
Thanks.
Thank you for the points.
You're welcome.
Do you fear death?
What's that guy's name? Bill Nye?
I think it was Davy Jones.
Science guy.
Yeah, Bill Nene. Bill Nye.
Bill Yaya.
Bill hit that whip.
Bill Nye.
All right. Well, I guess on that, Mark, you get an extra 10 points for finding those lovely statues. So I guess that makes you our winner today.
Oh, thank you.
Pretty sure it was tied before that.
You did assign points exactly evenly, yes, the whole time.
I think I was technically winning, but you know what? However many points you need to beat me with the statues, especially the ones with the feet, you win.
All right.
So
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Congrats.
I appreciate it.
Well played, sir.
I will patent the teratoma process, and you guys can expect organs to be pumped out very soon. If you want to crowdfund it, we have a Patreon for helping with that.
Yeah, I guess everything can be found on our website that we've spent a lot of time working on and looking at, and we know like the back of our hands.
Yeah.
And a big thank you to our sponsor, or sponsors.
I think he managed Alibaba, and that's the only sponsor that we can possibly get.
Thanks for watching Distractable. You can find our podcast and
They already found our podcast.
Oh. Well, you can find us. Let's go to the website. The website's called. Oh, what's the name of the website?
DistractablePodcast.com.
You can find our podcast at DistractablePodcast.com. A big thanks to my co-podcaster podcastees, Mark and Bob.
You're welcome.
Stay tuned for another podcast coming to you same time, same place. Podcast out. Did I do it, guys?
Jesus Christ, man. That was great. Yeah. Good job.
Thank you. What year was this? Like freshman year?
2007, freshman year.
So I come in from winter break. I open the door and, Bob's there, and I'm just like, let's loft the beds. Like, I don't think I said hello first. I think I walked in the door and was like, you want to loft? You want to put the beds in on top? Bunk them? You want to bunk the beds?
Well,
Good evening, gentle listener, and welcome to Distractable, a Wood Elf production with your hosts, Wanton Wade, Buxom Bob, and Maidenly Mark. This week, there is love in the air, and many a long, strong shaft of Cupid is aimed betwixt the lads as they oil each other up and get ready to probe and penetrate the underside of l'amour. Yes, it's time for the Valentine special, or the Distractable Threesome. Please prepare thy camcorders and, enjoy the show.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Distractable, the podcast where we get distracted pretty easily. I'm your host today. I'm Wade. I'm joined by my Valentines, Mark and Bob. Hi guys.
Oh, hi.
Hi.
Hey babe.
Hey babe.
Hey.
How you doing?
I'm doing good and or bad, depending.
What?
Depending on what? You could say depending.
I don't know. I just wanted to give a vague answer.
Yeah, you're covering all the bases of emotion today, depending on how it goes.
Yeah.
I get that. I understand that.
Just in case. You never know.
You're just promoting this episode. You don't know where it's going to lead.
Yeah, who knows how things will be in 5 or 10 minutes.
Did you not plan out Valentine's Day? Was Molly expecting something and you just realized that you don't have anything to do?
Well, I made a couple of good and or bad decisions for Valentine's Day, including having some guests over so that it's not our special day with just the two of us.
Oh, nobody wants to be alone as a couple on Valentine's Day. You want to have a lot of people over.
Enough about me.
No privacy, no intimacy. Party, dude.
Isn't that what happens when you go out to a restaurant on Valentine's Day and you're surrounded by just nonstop couples? You're all kind of sharing that experience. And they cram the tables in on Valentine's Day.
But everyone collectively agrees to ignore the existence of everyone else there.
Yeah.
You have guests at the house. It's not a bunch of couples sitting at tables 3 inches away from each other, angling their shoulder and never making eye contact.
Yeah.
Guests at your house want you to talk to them, let them in.
I go up to every couple at a restaurant, well, at least pre-pandemic, I would go up to every couple at the restaurant, shake their hands, say congrats on being together.
Try their food.
Yeah.
Hey, this is delicious.
You're that one guy, you walk in, you're like, hey, I'm Wade. It's nice to meet. And everyone is like, oh my God, I'm trying to eat some chicken fingers.
I have literally been in a restaurant where I was closer to the couple next to me than I would if I sat next to you, Bob. Their elbow was in my plate. That's how close we were. And I could hear everything. There was no privacy at all. Great food, but just too dense.
Yeah.
So awkward.
No, I get that it's we need as many tables as possible because that's how we make money. But there's got to be a minimum distance that tables are required. The worst thing for me is I'm big, right? I'm tall, but I'm also heavier. I'm thick. I don't fit between things the same as other people. And I've been in that situation where it's there's a row of tables that are all 3 inches apart. And the waiter is like, okay, have a seat. And I'm like, where are we going to move the tables? Or do I climb over? Do I need to go to the end of the bench and ask everyone to get up so I can slide into my seat? How does this work?
Maybe just do some research and pick better restaurants for Valentine's Day. I don't know. That's my recommendation.
No,
you just go to the first one you find.
All right, well, fair enough, I guess. At least you guys thought about it.
You type into the Google, fancy romantic restaurant, food dining, eat out, happy fun time, and then you click on the first restaurant you find and you make a reservation. Boom, holiday.
You wake up in a cold sweat, go, oh no, I forgot, and then try your best.
Honey, I got us a reservation for 3:45. It's cool to eat dinner really early now.
I definitely booked in advance.
I didn't forget about this and get a last-minute reservation at a terrible time.
I picked this time specifically.
I booked this months ago and got the coolest time I could, which is 3:45 in the afternoon now.
Don't worry, it's only in downtown Cincinnati in February at 8 p.m. outside. It'll be fine.
I got you the best restaurant. They call it Au Chalet. It's really something special.
Dude, when there is German in the name of the restaurant, you know it's gonna be good.
Did you say "Oh Charlie's" in German? Is that the combination I just heard?
The only restaurant that came to mind for German was Fuddruckers, and I'm like, I don't think that's German.
Darling, I've got some beautiful reservations this evening. We're going to be eating at Skyline Chalet. It's a chalet.
Skyline Chalet.
That sounds French.
It's not.
And then afterwards, we should be going to a very exclusive dessert restaurant called Graitas.
Well, actually, that's not bad.
That was a pretty good one, though. That's a pretty good place to go.
I thought you were going to say, like, they have this wonderful thing called a frosté at Wienber's.
We've got an audience with the Queen. The Dairy Queen, yes. I hear she can summon a blizzard on command. And that's Valentine's Day. All right, we're good at this, guys. We're good at this.
So romantic.
Well, thankfully, despite our horrible ideas for what a good Valentine's Day is, I think we're pretty safe with our partners because you guys definitely did the 36 questions, right? When you found Andy and Amy.
What?
The what?
The 36 questions. You know, to fall in love with anyone, do this, and you ask your partner 36 questions.
I probably have asked her 36 questions in the decade we've been together.
No. The New York Times posted this, I don't know, a while back. There was a study done by Arthur Aaron, and there was this big thing where, I don't remember, Daniel Jones, I think, posted this article that listed, basically, there's 36 questions, and you're supposed to ask your potential partner these questions, and the idea is that mutual vulnerability fosters closeness, and so if you guys answer these questions, it'll bring you together, and you'll be in love or something.
I actually do know about this, and do you know that in that study, I forget what the exact percentage is, but like a surprising number of those couples went on to be married from that study. Like, I don't know if they're still married, but I do know that it was a non-zero number. How many, actually?
Most of them, and by most of them, I mean somewhere between 1% and 99%.
I mean, that look, I'm not going to like throw out there that I know what I'm talking about until I research it. That's what we do on this podcast.
Thorough research.
That's what we do.
If anyone listens to our podcast and thinks that we're a factual scientific podcast, they're at the wrong place.
That's the idea of the researchers who did this. Just after every couple was done, they're like, hey, if we toss you like a couple grand each, you guys get married for a couple months? Just to prove a point. Just an academic paper, right? No one will read this. And enough of them were like 5,000. And they're like, yeah, done. Yeah, we got funding for this. We can swing that, yeah. So $5 grand each, and just you know, go to Lake City or whatever. Have a nice time.
I don't know how many people were in the study, but at least 2 couples went on to get married.
It's pretty good.
There might have been more.
Were they strangers?
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
That was the point of the study. They got strangers to get in there and do these questions.
Well, what if we, and by we I mean I, read these questions to you two, and you have to answer them during the show today, and we'll see if you guys are ready to get married by the end.
Wait, so it's a competition to see who falls in love with you? So you judge
I love
this.
Mark.
No, not us. We're competing for Wade's love.
We're competing for Wade's love.
Yeah, at the end of this, he's going to be in love with one of us. Guaranteed. That's how this study works.
Guaranteed. Okay,
So
yeah.
whoever he's in love with, that's the winner.
He will propose to, and then we'll meet up in Vegas. Have an Elvis wedding.
I'll ask you guys all 36 questions. I'll give you a point for each question based on who I think had the better answer. At the end, we'll see who had the better of the 36 answers.
And statistically, you will be in love with the person with more points.
It's a good thing it's not an even number, so we can't tie.
Well, I'll give a bonus point for whoever's taller
Biggest.
or something at the end. I don't know.
Yeah, taller.
Biggest
taller.
way,
Yeah,
biggest
taller.
way. Wait, hold on.
Feet.
Damn it.
Biggest feet. I got big feet, so you know that's pretty good for me.
All right, I'm giving a point to Bob for biggest feet.
I could probably beat you on single adrenal gland size because I only have one and it swells in proportion. Whenever you lose one of your organs, the other one compensates, right? That's why Lance Armstrong, he only has one ball, but it's huge.
All right, no more bonus points. I gave 2 to Mark for senile adrenal gland size, 1 to Bob for feet. So let's...
Well, I got 2 feet. He only has 1 adrenal gland.
Yeah, but it's huge.
My feet are huge. I could squish your adrenal gland with one of my feet.
Please don't.
The other one, just watch. You love me yet, Wade?
All right, I'll give 3 points to Bob for feet, 2 to Mark.
Wait, if you stepped on my adrenal gland for like 5 seconds afterwards, I would be fucking manic.
It's just a sack filled with adrenaline. It just leaks out, and I just squeeze it like a little water balloon, and you're just like, oh my god!
That's what it is, right? Wouldn't that happen? Isn't that what would happen?
I don't know if that's how it works.
I don't know.
I have no idea.
I'll look it up later.
All right, well, in order to break the tie, you both have 3 points at the start. There we go.
Okay, cool. All right.
Okay.
Tiebreaker. This episode of Distractable is sponsored by Noom. I have had a revelation in the past relating to eating that pertains to me swallowing food whole like a snake. I actually tried Noom, and Noom is the reason there's no way entire watermelon.
This episode of Distractable, a car buying
All right.
by reviewers, gotta be honest.
Look, because you're a friend, 25 million.
5 million for
Question 1, Bob. Given the choice of anyone in the world, whom would you want as a dinner guest?
That's an interesting choice. I would say there's a couple people. Do they have to be alive?
No, I'd say not.
Oh, well, this is gonna be emotional then. I would say I would love to have one more dinner with my maternal grandmother. And before she had Alzheimer's and she passed away a number of years ago now. But I would love to have one more dinner with her before the Alzheimer's really started to progress, so that I could just talk to her about, how things have gone.
That's really nice.
I get my sense of humor from her. Also my glittering positive attitude that you guys are so familiar with, I'm sure. But yeah, she got to attend Manny and my wedding, which was great. But at that point, short-term memory was almost gone, like mostly gone. I would love to catch up with her and just like get to share with her, how life has gone. I think she would be surprised. She didn't know about YouTube and stuff back then. I wasn't doing that yet, or not as much. I think that would be nice. And, to hang out with family. I would have my whole family.
That's really nice.
Follow that one up, Mark. Good luck.
I literally, and this is super, anyone alive or dead in any time in history, right?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, that's fair.
I want to have dinner with like one of the first humans, like whatever you would qualify as the first human who like was in any way capable of speech or something like that. I doubt I'd understand them.
Sure.
But just because I want to see what that's like, and also they would be so freaked out. So I might die at this dinner, but I just think it would be a fascinating experience. If it's just like an experience to share a meal with anybody ever, like I don't really care about a lot of other people. I mean, Bob, great thing with your grandma. I get that. I could pick that. He stole it. I could have done that. But
yeah, I took your idea.
no, just like I really just want to see, just from a experiencing the roots of humanity kind of thing. I think that would be so fascinating. They'd probably kill me.
That's interesting.
That's
yeah,
I like that.
Yeah, I think that's a very interesting answer. I do have to give the point to Bob.
Oh, come on.
Personal relatability, which is what this is all about, is I think if I could have a meal with someone, it would be my grandma who passed away back in like 2005. I would love to have one more meal with her, just for her to see like where I've gone in life and the things that we've gotten to do, the three of us, and so on and so forth. First human would be interesting though. I'm not gonna lie. Trying to just communicate, assuming that they would be calm enough to understand like going to sit down at a meal, and not just like I don't know hitting a snail with a rock or something.
I said civilized.
Yeah, it would be fascinating.
I think it would be an interesting task to pick who that is.
Yeah, exactly.
Because like defining what level of communication they would have, or from what time they'd be. Because there are lots of humanoid. I don't know, what are they? Hominids. I don't know these things, but like there's probably a lot of generations of creatures exist. Beings that aren't really like human as we know it, but our ancestors. That's a very interesting idea in general.
Yeah, I would leave it as like an open-ended thing, like monkey's paw style. Like you're making a wish to a genie and you didn't get specific enough. I would just say first human, and I would want to know what shows up, right?
Yeah,
that would just be. If it's a baby, I'm gonna be disappointed. But like hopefully they're an adult.
adults only, okay? This is gonna be at a Sandals, no kids allowed.
There's just two aliens like standing next to a test tube, and there's just a human baby, and then they're like, well, we made this first human.
Yeah, it's that dude from the Alien movie, the big tall like pasty white dude who drank the black goo and dissolved. You know, he's like got the cup in his hand. He's like, whoa.
I'm gonna have to move us on because we do have a lot of questions.
All right, fine.
That is interesting.
Fine.
All right, question 2, Bob.
Where's he gonna go first?
Wait, are we alternating? Do I go first the whole time?
Oh, I can alternate this. Yeah, alternating's fine.
I'm open to whatever. Do you want to alternate, Mark?
Yeah, let's alternate.
Yeah,
Mark,
let's
you go first this time.
Okay, thank you.
All right, Mark. Would you like to be famous? If so, in what way?
Can you imagine what that might be like?
I mean,
it's interesting though from the perspective of having some fame.
Yeah, honestly, like I'm not as famous as a lot of celebrities out there, definitely.
Like Bob and I, yeah.
Yeah, like you guys.
Oh, yeah.
But it's kind of that thing where my whole life, and I think most people's lives, like I enjoy this like casual anonymity of going to restaurants alone, and you know, it's not like I'm bothered if someone comes up and recognizes me. But now it's like a constant thought. Definitely like the benefits of like being able to make whatever I want, and the ancillary things of, you know, I have an audience and I can create things. I don't think you could ever separate those ideas. Like you couldn't do what I am doing right now and to the level of success that I'm able to do it. You know, if this podcast, we did a podcast but no one was listening to it, it would still be fun, and I imagine we would probably do it. But considering you can't separate those ideas, like I do think I'd still want to have like that level of fame, because when you live in a world with other people, you have to interact in some way, and when you want to share the things you create, it just has to be. Like nowadays you see a lot of like faceless YouTubers or like people that hide their appearance or identity, and I'm sure everything comes out eventually. Like you can't hide forever. But you know, I don't even think I would want that. You know, I think I'm good where I am. I'm in a very comfortable spot.
All right, Bob?
No.
All right, cool.
I mean, so I would not judge. I mean, it's not a thing you can judge anyway. But like, I don't look down on being famous at all. I think it's very cool. It's like you said, Mark. If you're the kind of person like you are, where you're creative and you're making things, you want people to watch them. Like, the point is to make it and to make what you want. You get a lot of enjoyment out of making something and being proud of it, and then someone watching it.
Yeah, exactly.
And like, this is why people, you know, there are like streamers who stream to a handful of people, 5, 10, whatever, and they're not famous or anything, but it's fun to stream, even if it's to a small group, or to make YouTube videos or whatever. You know, there's a lot of ways you can make art or creations, and you just want someone to appreciate it. You want to be proud of it yourself, and I totally get that. But the things that come along with it seem exhausting. My main experience with this is the summer that Mandy and I lived in DC, when you came and visited, and we did like a charity stream and hung out, and it was really fun. But the whole time you were there, you had to wear, if we ever went in public, you had to wear a hat and sunglasses.
Yeah.
Or else, like, we were all just walking around, and in the distance, you'd always just be like, wait, is that Mark? Is that Mark? Are you Mark? And people would come up, and it's like you said, like, I don't begrudge anyone. If people have recognized me in public, too, like, I'm in your videos, people know my face a little bit. I'm never mad, but I'm not, like, prepared for that. I've had so many experiences where I'm like at a grocery store, not in a context where I'm ready for someone to be like, hey, are you Markiplier's friend? And they come up and they're like, oh, dude, I love Drum Minecraft. And I'm like, yeah, do you know where Ritz crackers are? And they're like, oh, can we get a picture? I'm like, yeah, I guess. I don't know. What? And, you know, like, I'm just not that person. I can't imagine what someone like, I don't know, like George Clooney or, you know, Dwayne The Rock Johnson, or like anyone with that level of celebrity where it's like you're known by every human alive.
Yeah.
Type thing. I don't know what that's, but even where you are, Mark, you're very famous. Wherever you go, it's pretty likely there's going to be someone there who's like, who will recognize you, who might be bold enough to like, you know, interrupt while you're eating dinner or whatever.
Yeah.
I just can't live that way. That's so much.
Yeah.
And like, I couldn't do it. It would drive me insane. I would be that guy where someone's like, oh my God, you're Bob, can I get an autograph? And I'd be like, go away. I'm busy. I'm at the CVS for my tummy's upset and I need anti-diarrheal medicine. I don't want to take a picture with you. And it's like, I would be that guy, you know, after some amount of time. I don't want that life. That's not good for me.
It's weird though, right? It's weird answering this question from the fact that we've experienced both a level of fame and the before times. where we
the before time.
The before time.
Because like I like where I'm at too. Seeing like I remember going to LA and we were trying to go to dinner one night. We had to walk like 3 or 4 blocks, and we got stopped like 5 or 6 times in that short walk. People were like Mark, oh my God, you're Mark, and it's like that's really cool getting to interact with fans, but. Like you said, like you're not even like you whatever are not even like the most recognizable faces on the planet. Like it gets crazier than even that.
Yeah.
And at some point, you completely sacrifice having privacy and getting to have any bit of normal existence. And I definitely don't want that. I think I would like to have some, like where I'm at right now, because I do love attention. I do like eyes on me. I love my career and the podcast, everything else we do. But any more than where I'm at, that would be too much. Because I still like having a somewhat normal existence. Getting to go out to a restaurant and occasionally run into somebody is nice, but having to go out every time like wearing a disguise or something so that I can just buy a loaf of bread would be terrible.
Is this just a big long way of saying Bob gets the point? Is that what you're leading?
No,
up
I'm
to?
agreeing with you. So you got the point.
Hey, thank you. Hey,
Whoa,
thanks, pal.
You agreed with what I
Thanks,
said.
pal. Thank you.
Well, he said he wanted some fame. I want some fame. He said he's happy where he's at. I'm happy where I'm at. I relate to that.
Yeah, see, perfect.
We both don't want more fame, but we both are attention whores, unlike you, Bob.
Thank you.
I'm definitely not an attention whore. That's true.
Well, guys, whenever you see Bob in public, just rush him.
Don't.
Ask for that autograph. Ask him how his tummy's doing. How's the hemorrhoids?
Bad. Tummy's bad.
Oh, God.
Tummy update. Not good.
Next episode, Bob's tummy.
Based on our current progress, we might be skipping a few questions.
No. You just go faster.
This is a 6-hour-long episode. Let's go.
All right, speed rounds. All right. Before making a telephone call, Bob, do you ever rehearse what you're going to say?
Not ever for any reason. Ignore the fact that I'm far away from the microphone. I
No,
thought I
you're
had more
good.
time to grab a water bottle.
Yeah.
No, never. I like to call, and sometimes I forget why I called, and someone's like, hello? And I'm like, hi, who's this? Oh, shit. No, yeah, I know I called you. And I start talking.
Yeah,
Beautiful. Mark, what about you?
Dude, I don't even rehearse going into this podcast. Like, why would I rehearse for a phone call?
Great, it's a wash. No points for anybody. Question 4.
Okay.
Mark, you're first. What would constitute a perfect day for you?
Oh, man, probably just a day where no one contacts me.
Beautiful. You want fame and attention, but no interaction. All right, Bob, what about you?
It would be fun. One of the West Coast tour days is probably pretty close. That was really fun. And Mandy was there, and like a bunch of friends were there. We did a show, then we hung out. It was awesome. Something like
Beautiful. Point to Bob.
Okay.
I like human contact. It gets to be too much sometimes, but I definitely need like some attention on me at some point in the day.
We're starting to pick up this idea here. We get you. We hear you.
All right. It's not about me. It's about us. And by us, I mean me. Bob, I think you're up again. When did you last sing to yourself or to someone else?
This morning, like 2 hours ago.
What'd you say?
I sang to myself. I took a shower this morning,
Okay. That's fair.
and we've been listening to the Encanto soundtrack on repeat. And so when I'm just doing stuff, I'll just be like, I don't talk about over and over. I don't even know most of the words of the song. I just know the chorus.
Mark, you're an LA campfire guitar guy. What about you?
Hey, whoa, this seems a little.
I got personal.
this is a little extreme.
Not to imply anything, but when's the last time you sang to yourself?
I mean, like, both parts of that question was this morning, because, like, I'll just randomly mumble anything, but then when Amy, like, gets in the room, it'll just be like, poop my pants, poop my pants, I have just pooped my pants. It's a lot of pooping my pants I sing about. That
sounds like a joke, but I know that it's not.
Which part, the pooping pants or that I do this?
Just singing in general
Yeah,
about a lot of poop and other themes.
Yeah,
There's
it's a lot of poop,
stuff.
a lot of butts, a lot of singing about that. Yeah.
I hum the Dead by Daylight soundtrack to me sometimes. I don't really care to play the game all that much, but the do 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 do. But I always replace it with poo poo pee pee.
Hey, we are one of a kind here. 2 peas in a pod.
All right, point to Mark. We both like poop and pee. There you go.
Yeah, well, whoa, hey, hold on a second.
That's factual. Let's move on. Mark, you're up. If you were able to live to the age of 90 and retain either the mind or body of a 30-year-old for the last 60 years of your life, which would you want? Mind or body?
Mind, easy. The idea of like being feeble, I don't like it, but the idea of like living with losing yourself, you know, your mind, like, man, that'd be the worst. So I'd have to go with mind.
What about you, Bob?
I can't tell if it's mind or neither. I think if I was presented with this, I would. Well, no, I would probably pick mind. Then I would not want to live to 90 physically. If I'm 32, and I already is where I am right now. When I'm 90, I wouldn't live that long. I would be alive by the power of magic, and it would be terrible. I would not want to live that long.
That's
Like,
fair.
let me keep my mind and let me decide when I've had enough physically.
Yeah.
All right, point to both of you. I agree. It's mind. It's mind, or being like physically there without being mentally there. It's like, what would be the point? Bob.
Can he get half a point? He was wishy-washy about the mind. He had like a semicolon at the end of that. I was straight up mind all the way.
That was a decent qualifier.
Are we debating points now? Are you really trying to debate with me right
Just
now,
saying,
bro?
you did have some like anecdotes towards the end. There are some exceptions.
Just being realistic.
I heard a mind butt. That's what I heard.
I answered the question. There was no wrong answers.
And butts lead to poo. That's an extra point for Bob.
God damn it.
Yeah.
This is bullshit.
Bob, do you have a secret hunch about how you will die?
Apparently he does.
Yeah, well, it's definitely going to be either like an illness or like I'm just going to get up out of bed and collapse onto the floor. And when I get to the hospital, the doctor's going to be like, oh, no. He's going. With no explanation. I'm just going to have degraded so much that they're just going to be like, it's best to just let him pass.
His cause of death was just its time.
In 20 years, I can't imagine how I'm going to feel, but not good.
What about you, Mark?
Well, I mean, I've done so much stupid shit throughout my life. I know it's going to be my fault and doing something dumb. Like, I will have reached a point in my life kind of past the window of being selected for any kind of space program or something. So I build a rocket in my backyard, spend all of my money, like no retirement savings, just blow it all in this one rocket, you know, Jeff Bezos style. And I'll just like, it's going to go up, and it's going over, and it's going right back down. I'll probably crash and die. That's probably how it'll be.
I want to go peacefully in my sleep, but based on recent experience, I can't help but think that a semi is going to find me in my house.
That's not even that recent. That's like a year and a half ago now. Come on.
It feels like yesterday.
He's gonna wake up with some headlights and a horn. He's gonna be, no, you found me.
It's the same truck. He's like, I tried to do it the first time, but you live.
No points for anybody, because whenever we're dead, our points won't matter.
Yeah, you're true. Very wise.
Mark, name 3 things you and your partner appear to have in common. Appear to have in common.
Appear to have in common. Appear to have it? Is this like based on appearance or just like guessing we have in common? As if I wouldn't know.
I mean, I guess if you know you have it in common, or if you just think you do. Either way.
Yeah. Doesn't have to be appearance only.
I mean, the thing is, like, Amy and I, we are quite different in a lot of ways. We have the same sense of humor, you know, like we like to just chill in the evenings, play video games or watch TV or something like that. She's not a big gamer, so I guess that's not really the case. We love to travel.
Chill, travel, and laugh. That's 3.
That's 3, I guess. Yeah. When you put it like that, no, kind of like the establishment of our relationship is kind of built on our differences, and because I love hearing her talk about things that I'm not personally interested in, but I like hearing about how passionate she is about them. And I'd like to think she thinks the same way about the things I'm passionate about. But I always like, you know me, I'm always like gushing into one thing or another. So like I'm jumping from thing and I obsess. So I hope she likes to listen to it. So those probably it.
She at least tolerates.
She tolerates. Yeah, we're both tolerant.
We both tolerate. What about you and Mandy, Bob?
We love, I mean, this is your answer, I guess. We love like traveling, the experience of traveling together. I guess, I don't know how to say this. Good conversation. We both love talking about anything, like, and because she's a scientist, she has all kinds of knowledge that I really don't share in or have any part of about like math and statistics and sciencey things, but we'll talk about anything. I guess we're both like smart enough, and I have my own experiences. We'll just talk until like 2 or 3 in the morning. I don't know if that's a thing, what that's called, but we both love doing that. And we're both also really caring. It kind of comes out in different ways, but like I like doing things. My love language is action, and she is a very thoughtful, caring person. Like I don't think she's ever done anything without considering like, how would this affect Bob, or like, what decision should I make with him in mind. So like in different ways, we're both extremely caring toward each other.
Okay. Those are both good answers. I'll give it a wash. No points. Congrats, guys.
Okay.
Feels somehow like a loss.
Molly and I like to decompress together. We like to, I don't know, just at the end of the day, just chat about the day, the good and the bad. And I think that's been something that's really brought us closer together over the years. It's just we always kind of have that going on. We like to laugh together, watching stuff, doing stuff, and we just like to spend time, I don't know, doing whatever together. We don't have to be like actively playing a game together or something like that, or actively talking about, but just like sometimes just sitting and enjoying each other's company, watching a show, or so on and so forth. Tons of other stuff too. Those are some of the first three that come to mind though. No points for me either. It's a 3-way tie. Congrats.
All right.
Bob, what are you most grateful for in life? Grateful for, not great for. Grateful for.
Has to be one thing,
or something in general. Just for what in your life do you feel most grateful?
I mean,
dog or the wife. You can only pick one.
Oh, this sounds. I don't know of a better way to say this. It's gonna sound wrong initially, but I guess the privilege. And obviously, like that has specific connotations with it, but I mean more in the sense